Hello. Hello. Well, what are we talking about tonight? Turn my little music down a little bit. So, hello, everybody. Ah, there were some interesting things going on in the last few days. Have there not been? Lots of interesting things. Oh, Thundercunt, you got in a lot of trouble the past few days. There's just been some crazy stuff. I don't know how much, keeps being loud, how much you guys know or don't know. So we'll probably just let everyone kind of filter in and then I'll give you a kind of rundown. Hello, Cool Gamer. For some reason, I've seen you before. But how many of you think the last few days have been incredibly weird and strange? And one person said to me, it feels as if something weird is going to happen. Like we're waiting for something really weird to happen. Like something strange is about to happen. Hey, Justin. Justin's listening, but you know what? I go in so many chats and I listen, but I don't often chat. And I hate the whole like pinging someone because so many times I like am doing something I can't really say hello personally to everyone, like type it all out. But I'm going to a lot of chats. Hey, Mrs. Fletcher, yay, we got you back. We had some blocking issues today. Randomly, people were blocked in my Discord. It was very strange. Very strange. Strange things abound at the Circle K. What movie is that from? Peaches? Peaches became a member. Thank you for becoming a member, Peaches. Peaches has been in some drama too. There's strange things going on. It does. It feels like we're about to have an alien attack, but they're going to leave because they're not going to find any intelligent life here. Bum. All right. So I assume I should start at the beginning. Although I kind of want to start at the middle because the middle is much more exciting. People. Hello, Pooh. So many people like to come at me. And I don't really know, hey, Lenny, don't really know why that is. Why, no matter what I do, there always has to be someone who wants to come up in my business. And I don't know why. Because quite honestly, hey, the tavern, which may be who, we don't know. But the people who know me know. Well, let's start here. I know I'm a controversial figure. I know for some reason, believe it or not, I've been me for over 50 years. So I get it. I've always been like, you either love me or hate me. There's nothing in between. And I know why that is because a lot of people don't take the time to see what's more than on the outside. That's basically what it is. Thank you, Winnie B. I have more of what I normally would wear in real life. Believe it or not, I don't really wear all that makeup in my real life. Shh. It's a YouTube thing. And people love it, or they hate it, or they hate to love it. Not sure. Exactly, Lenny. So here's the deal. I've always been this way. I come out in life and I say what I feel. And I just spit it out. So people sometimes they don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with someone who's like in their face, who's like overly confident and doesn't care if they're like weird. They don't care if they have too much makeup on. They don't care if they're a little loud. They don't care what people think. They don't care if they're like a little not on the norm. They don't care. They still do it. And so a lot of people see that in the forefront and they're just like, whoa, can't take a chance on that. Don't know what's going on there. So they're like, she must wear too much makeup. She must be a slut. She must be too smart. She must be an asshole. She must be pretentious. They just look at what's on the outside and they go with it. And then the weird thing is we have like this reverse shaming that goes on where if you look at things that have been said to me the last 4 or 5 months, I have probably gotten more look and body shaming than most YouTubers out here, big YouTubers. And I'm not talking just like what I do. I'm talking directly looks and body directly. I mean, you couldn't do that. You could not do that in the opposite way from me. And I'm just going to say it. Yeah, I was born a little pretty. So what that means you can come at me? I was born normal weight Like, I'm just kind of skinny. Does that mean you? So it's strange, but I've gotten it my whole life. And the people who, it's interesting. I have oftentimes people who they say to me, when I first met you, I thought you were ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. But once I got to know you, I realized you're great. You're a ride or die. You're hilarious. You're not pretentious at all. You're not stuck up. You're not a snob. Da, 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 da. And suddenly they realize, ah, she's like a great friend and she's really down to earth. But I didn't take the time to look because all I saw was the pretty face and someone who's overly confident and they're just like, oh, she's a stuck up snob. Oh, yep, yep, yep. So that's kind of where we start in all this because some amazing things keep happening over and over again. And maybe it's time we call them out instead of just letting them go in society. Just letting it go. We just let it go. For example, I'm kind of going to start in the middle here. Well, no, I'll save it. I'll save it towards the middle. But there's something that happened that sometimes when you step back and look at it, you're just like, wow, why do we do that? That's ridiculous. So, but I'll get that into that in a few minutes. So I'm going to start with what's kind of gone on with me. Betty Boop, Betty Boop, didn't you say that you were kind of like, you thought I was kind of like a little pretentious? Like a little like and but then you like got to know me and you realized I wasn't. I mean, like I remember when I marched in a drum corps and I had one guy come up to me and he was a drummer and I was in color guard and he was like, when I first met you, you were the most intimidating person I'd ever met. And I never could like say hi to you because you were just so intimidating. But now that I've gotten a chance to know you, like so many, now that I've gotten a chance to know you, I hear that all the time, all the time. So it's fine to say it. I know that I come off like this strong personality, like in your face. I get it. I get it. Believe it or not, I've been here for 50 years. I get it. Like whatever y'all think of me, it's not the first time I've probably heard it from someone, right? You're not the first one. Yeah, like we do. We make a lot of assumptions about people in life. Does turn us into assholes. It does. When we assume, it makes an ass of you and me. Remember that old saying? It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Oh, Peaches, are you not feeling good? I love the name Magpie is Gone. That is a great that's a great avatar name. So I'm sure most of you kind of have heard what's gone down, but there's been a lot of assumptions made about me, and there's been a lot of lies that have been told about me. And one thing I think is when people go out and really come at us and tell lies about us, and lies such that a lot of people believe them, I think the first thing we want to do is kind of like crawl in a hole and be like, oh my God, all these people believe this and think badly of us. Like, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to think like a great number of people believe these lies about you. It's kind of unnerving and frightening in a way. Like, what do you do about God? I swear to God, this thing keeps getting louder and louder on me. And I think our first thought is to kind of go crawl in a hole. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to call it out and we can talk about it. We can talk about all of it and we can go through the actual facts. That's another thing. Everybody likes to talk about receipts, but there's not a lot of receipts shown. Everybody likes to talk, oh, receipts, 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 receipts. And then I don't ever see any. Where are they? Yeah, Betty Boop, you saw yeah, it was a shit show last night. It was a shit show last night because we had a watch party and we were watching it and we were waiting for these big receipts to come out and all I saw was someone getting madder and madder and flipping out and at the end of it I was like I didn't really I was waiting for some proof. I mean, I knew there wasn't any because like I actually know the truth of things. Believe it or not, like it's funny. Like I have had people come up to me and tell me they know the truth more than I do. It's like yeah, how would that happen? Like how does that happen? How does that happen that someone knows me better than me? Lenny, hey, I can make up some lies on me and see, here's one thing. One thing that's gone on is somebody thought Chris, you are a snorer. You and Frank are snorers. But you wake up every once in a while and try and throw in a sentence so we think you're awake, but you're not. You're like one of those people who like they're sleeping and then they'll be like, oh, what chapter are we on? And then you'll go back to sleep. You try and act like, we're gonna believe you. But somebody thought that they were so cool that they figured out a way to get at me. Hey, Tara, they were going to become a member and get behind my paywall. Oh. Now, let's just say becoming a member on YouTube is not exactly this big paywall. I don't know. Yeah, but Frank and Chris were snoring. It was, yeah. I ended up, I stayed till the end. I was like the babysitter. I felt like making sure everybody was okay, right? Um, so somebody thought that they figured out they were going to become a member and they were going to get all this stuff behind the paywall. Okay. On YouTube, my husband is making something, he's blending, so I hope you can still hear me. Okay. So they thought they were going to be cool. They were going to get me. Okay. So on YouTube, it's not a pay. Like, I don't know what the perception is, but anybody can become a member to anybody. Anybody. Or with the program, I haven't seen you in a while. Anybody can become a member of anybody. You just go and you sign up and you pay money, right? Now, a lot of YouTubers do nothing. You just become a member and it's kind of like your tip. You're kind of like just saying like, hey, thanks for, I just want to let you know I like you. And they do nothing and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Now, me, I do once a week, I do like a get ready with me live stream just for members. And I actually get on there fresh out of the shower looking like a box of rocks, all like with my like facial cream on that makes my face look white. I look like this weird ghost, like, we do that. And then I do like special members videos. And my thing with the membership is I want to get to know you and I want you to get to know me. So I'm like a little bit more like out there, I just like will curse a little bit more. I'm just a little more like down to earth, like I don't say anything differently, but whatever. So when you become a member, you see me like I'm driving in my car going to these kids. I'm a little bit more like frank about things, not Frank, but I'm a little bit more frank about things. So this person thought that they were going to become a member and they were going to get all my secrets. How many times have I said that I am well aware that anything that comes out of my mouth can and probably will be heard by absolutely everyone, including the people who dislike me. I've said that this whole time. Like, because people do that. They're like, oh, we got her. She said this. Yeah, I said that. Maybe I said it because I wanted you to hear it. But there is never a time that I have, yeah, you get to chat to. There's all sorts of like things like I try to do a lot for members. I try and like, give them a lot of stuff. But never will there be a time, and I'll say this for future people, never will there be a time that something will come out of my mouth that my brain does not think, hey, are you sure you want to say that? Because someone might take it. Never is there a time that something comes out of my mouth with me not knowing it's coming out of my mouth. And sometimes I put things out there just to see where that goes out to and comes back to me. So don't ever think that you're going to hear something I say and it's a gotcha moment. Don't think that, because then you're being stupid, because it's not going to happen. Trust me. I've said many a time, I grew up, in a Italian town, and my mom worked at a restaurant, and it was owned by the big mafiosos. And so I grew up sitting there waiting for my mom to get done, watching these people and how they interacted with people and ran life. Now, my family was not part of that, but so trust me, I know what to say and what not to say and how to deal with that kind of stuff. So don't ever think you're going to get behind my paywall and get stuff. So this person cracked me up, Jenna. Yes, we're talking about Jenna. Cracked me up because she kept saying how she got behind my paywall and she got there real fast. She got there real fast before I noticed. Now, she used to be a creator, so doesn't she know how memberships work? And if she didn't, couldn't she ask her best friend, Crayola, who has memberships? I mean, why does she not understand how this works? I mean, this whole narrative that was being portrayed, because it was a whole narrative that was being portrayed as if they got me. Oh, got behind my paywall and slipped in there before I ever noticed and downloaded everything and slipped right out. Okay, great. I hope that little, little USB, whatever, can't think of the name right now. I hope your little storage unit for all those videos wasn't too expensive for you. I hope you didn't waste too much money on that. Yeah, slipped in so fast I wouldn't know. Well, here's the deal. When you sign up, there are no refunds. So you sign up, you've signed up for a month. Whether you cancel within 2 seconds, you're there for the whole month. And even afterwards, you're still there as having been there for the whole month. So when I get printouts, you're still there. Whether you signed up for a millisecond or a day or a year, I will see you. You are right there. There's no way you can sign up for a membership and me not know that you signed up for a membership. Doesn't work like that. And in any case, once you sign up, there's nothing there that you're going to get that I haven't said elsewhere. A good majority of those videos get released later on. And the things talked about generally aren't something like earth-shatteringly new. I've said it all in other ways. I mean, just like listening to these things and thinking that there are people out there who think that there is this other side of me who says these crazy earth-shattering things that are so different and crazy, and slipped right in there and got all of it, and ha, here she is, the different side of OG. It's go, it's GO, it's the OG backwards, it's the opposite side of her, it's go, she's queen go. Thinking that there's someone putting out this narrative that they're, oh, I got her. The dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. My God. Do you think anybody does not realize in this day and age that everything you do, whether on YouTube or not, that everybody else knows it? Come on. Maybe you are that naive, but I am not. I don't know. Did you grow up in a barn? Do you not know how this internet stuff works? My goodness. Like, seriously. The legend lived on as becoming friends with her. She tells everything, including her real name. Who are you talking about? But it's amazing. It's like everybody knows, I guess, except her, how YouTube works. I'm going to read chat here for just a millisecond here. Is everyone doing okay in chat? We don't have any assholes trying to get into chat and get some information. There might be someone who comes into chat and chats for like real quick to get some information and goes. You never know. Like, get some real information out there in chat. Oh, you're doing your laundry? I'd rather be on here having people talk about me than doing my laundry. Just kidding. The legend lived on as becoming friends with her. She tells everything, including, yeah, it's like, come on. Like, I have seen enough people who I thought were friends who then like, I don't want to say like I don't trust anybody, because I do have people on here who I consider friends. But I always, hey Jen, I always have something in my head that I know that anything coming out of my mouth can and will be used against me in a YouTube channel of nothing. Always will be. If you just don't respond to Jenna, she really can tell all. Nothing will affect it. I don't know what she thinks she got. I don't know what she thinks she got. Well, so one of the things I wrote it down because I was like so like befuddled at this. So what was one of the things that she said? Oh, I had said, what was one of the things that she said? Before she impersoned, what was one of the things she said? Oh, I discussed that I was gonna get all the purple stuff. That was one of the things that I discussed, that I wanted to get, like the police reports and all that stuff. Now I said all that publicly in chat as well. I said all that. There was one other thing too that she was like, I got her for, but both of the things were said publicly as well. I mean, I hate to tell you, but when you go around and you start naming me as potentially being part of something, okay, now you've involved me. Like, yes, like you have said that you made a police report where you named me as a potentially someone who threatened a child like that. You don't think that I want the real person to be found? You don't think that? You don't think that I might want to look up that police report and make sure I see what they're doing, see who's in there? Because, the stuff that you're saying that's going on is not like, they're not just this whole URL thing. I mean, if just getting someone's URL, you could get their IP address. Do you know what a security hazard YouTube would be? Can you imagine the security hazard that you can get someone's IP address to their machine from a YouTube URL? I mean, that is possible, but not looking at it at our level. Maybe if you have special credentials and see things on the back end in the database. But even at that point, you're going to get the IP address of the machine of the service provider. And then you have to go, I mean, it's not that simple. You're not just going to sit there, like I've heard people say, get me that IP address. I mean, unless you've created a special link where, it's going to go, like, you don't just look at a URL and get that. Yeah, and I've heard, like, apparently anyone who works for the government can get these IP addresses. Like, that's like saying someone who works at Little Caesars can just walk into McDonald's and ask for a hamburger because you both work at restaurants. I mean, just because you work for one government agency doesn't mean you go in and, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, they have a self-proclaimed hacker. Self-proclaimed hacker. This person doesn't even know how the world works or know the word disingenuous, but they're a hacker. Hacker. Disingenuous. That's disingenuous to say you're a hacker. You know what a hacker is? It's someone who goes into potentially secretive areas and breaks into these areas and gets classified information. I don't mean classified by the government. I just mean information that you shouldn't have. It's disingenuous of you to say that. You can't even read the word disingenuous. You know, I heard that Heidi said that she was suicidal. Now, let me just say, if she really is, I really hope she gets help for that. I would not wish that on anybody. And if this drama has led her to feel that way, I really hope that she gets the help that she needs. And I would hope that she would not be serious about doing that. That is something I would not wish on her family, for that situation to be there. And yes, if that's really the case, then I expect that you will not be on YouTube tomorrow, because that is just, but if that was just said as a flippant remark, and if anyone wants to come up, let me know. Like, anyone can come up right now. So I'll just drop a link. If anyone wants to come up, let me know. But if that was said disingenuously, just as, oh, well, then that's perfect timing. Oh, she's going on vacation but not leaving. Okay, if it was said for attention, let me just say that that disgusts me on so many levels. She said that today on a live stream. Now, I don't know exactly because it was put in a Discord, but I think it was this morning on Crayola's. I think so. It was someone put it, someone from my Discord knows, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Now, if that was said like for attention, that's disgusting, because there are real people who have problems like that. And to say that takes away the significance of people who have real problems saying it. Like, that's fucked up. It is. I'll just say it. You don't just say those things. You don't just cry wolf like that, because when you cry wolf, you know what? The wolf ends up dying, because when the wolf really cries, no one comes. That's just fucked up to do. And and she is the cataclysmic one of the whole attention seeking. I got this, like, what happened to her cancer? She had cancer. What happened? Like, I'm sorry. But that shit is fucked up. You don't do that. You don't play with people's emotions like that. You don't play your friends like that. I mean, that's playing your friends. That's using your friends for attention. That is not, like, see, here's the things that we don't often think about. Like, stop for a second and think about that, because we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't stop for a second and think, okay, what if you had a friend who was constantly saying that they had issues that they didn't, just and we're lying about situations, and we're lying about health problems just to get your attention and just to take the attention away from you and put it on them? What if you had someone like that in your life? Like, when you stop and think about it that way, you're like, oh, that's really, like, oh, man. Oh, thank you for putting that in there, Lenny. I was hoping someone would do that. But no, she never did have cancer. It was, and I think Chris can attest to, I think at the time, they were trying to get her, basically what she had. I don't know. I forget the situation, but based on her blood test, she had like a, I don't know, it was not going to be cancer. It never was going to be. And everybody knew it, but she kept pushing the issue or something like that. Um, hey Tony, how are you? Is Mr. Tony here too? Hello, you guys. And you got so Frank was one of the people accused, but even more so was Tony. And yes, let me just talk about the watch party. Let me just talk about the definition of a watch party. For all of you who think that, oh, we're monsters for having a watch party. Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. No, and that's the thing. Betty Boop said it right there. I would not wish harm on anybody. I had a live stream once where I talked about petty bitches and vile human beings. Like, we might talk about each other, we might be petty bitches, but most of us are not vile human beings. We don't actually want something bad to happen to someone. Like, we might sit here and be like, I can't stand that person, blah, blah, blah. But I would never want someone to actually be considering suicide. I would never want somebody to be in that low of a headspace to think that way. Oh, like when Harper was whatever she was. And I'm sorry, but I believe for some reason I have it in my mind that Heidi said something else. She got a 5150. I don't know. But whatever happened, I remember saying, I would not want to wish anything bad on her. I don't. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. I would not wish any of that on anyone. Does that mean I like it? Oh, that was if you guys remember that. I got called out because Karen came in and said that she was listening to me, and I had said, I hope nothing bad happens to Harper, and I wish her the best. And came in and she said that. She said, oh, OG said this. And then of course Heidi had to say, well, but then she said, but I don't really like her. Which, and then everyone was like, oh my gosh, she's a horrible person, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? The question was asked, but do you really like her as a friend? And as the honest person I am, do I like her as a friend? No, I don't. But do I wish her harm as a human being? No, I don't. Like, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, let's say Heidi is evolved enough to realize that she doesn't wish me to get hit by a bus the next time I walk into the street. Okay, let's say she says, "Oh, I really wouldn't wish anything cataclysmically bad to happen to her." But then you say, "But do you like her as a friend?" What do you think she's going to say? No, of course. I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, just because I am evolved enough to say I don't want something bad to happen to a human being because a human being is a human being doesn't mean that I like you as a friend. I may not. And I am confident enough to say that. I mean, should I have said yes? Oh, yes. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not an ass kisser. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yes, I do like her. Why would I say that? Why would I say that? What misquoted just on? Aloha. More people are in Hawaii. Heidi said, I quote, they're having a watch party over a child being doxxed. Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, and that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is people say things that are disingenuous. That's my new word for the live, by the way. People say, are those blue lights on your wall new? Oh, so actually they're not new, but I usually don't have them all on. So it actually goes down. So this wall it's like a big window that goes all the way down because that's like south facing. So it's all like, so they're just like those LED lights. So that goes all the way around. And I'm going to have them go across here, but I haven't done it yet. So, and they turn colors and they do like, they go with music. Like if I had music on, they can like pump up the jam, pump it up, pump it, pump it, pump. Like, and they'll like go like blue to red, they do a million things like that. But anyway, I saw someone said something to Tony. Because this involves her as well. So they're having a party about child being doxxed. I mean, what they said about, oh, here we go. Do they ever think what they do to others causing? Yeah, I think that's the thing. I don't think they realize. And I think that's why when I said I would like to FOIA the call, I'd like, and I think they were just like, oh my gosh, how that's horrible. How could you? It's like, do you not realize that majority of people in the normal world would do that when you accuse someone of that? Like, I think sometimes people live in this little YouTube world where accusations are meaningless. Like, you just throw it out there. I'm going to commit suicide. Like, you can just throw out these wild things on YouTube and like nobody takes it seriously because it's YouTube. So this is a place where people can say like, I'm gonna kill myself tomorrow, and like you made me want to do that, or they can say like, oh, I'm gonna, they can say all these crazy with kids, and I'm not gonna say all the crazy things, but they can say all these crazy accusations, and it like there aren't any repercussions to it because everyone knows it's just bullshit, and it's just like made up for drama and clicks and views. So like nobody does anything about it. But if you were in the real world and any of that happened, you'd be like, holy crap, like, and sorry, like when I came here from the real world. So when this stuff happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, like who thinks like that? Who does that? Like that is just crazy. Wait, what did I miss on Pooh? Pooh had something good happen. Wait. Pooh. Wait, what did Pooh say he was doing? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Push it. Push it. Well, now I'm just hearing about, yeah, like nobody would ever want. Now I'm not reading anything. I thought Pooh said something like something happened like good for Pooh. Ooh, baby, 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 baby. PSA: never use a Swiffer to clean up. Okay. So now I see what it was. Yeah, you can FOIA is just the Freedom of Information Act. You can get anything. You can get anything. Push it real good. So a watch party is just that. It is to watch something. So we often have watch parties, and it is just so we can sit there and watch different things. Like it's not determined what exactly, but we're all just there to talk and hang out and like be able to voice chat. And it's kind of fun. And on that day, it's like, man, purple is on. So we're like, who are we to know that that crazy stuff was going to come out? We would have never suspected it. I mean, my God, we weren't there to watch that. We were there to hang out and watch something. And that ended up being what we watched. And that ended up being the content and the material. I mean, my gosh. I mean, but the whole time, I think all of us were saying, this is horrible. Like my goodness, I hope this isn't real. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I'm sorry to be honest here, but I think it may have been an in-house call. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't really I question the validity of that call being genuinely someone from the outside. I'm sorry. I'll say it. I'll be the asshole to say it. I'm sorry. But some people question, was that, especially considering the call was made so much to look like it was Frank or Tony, when we knew Tony was asleep and we were listening to Frank's story. Like we knew it was not either of these people, but yet the narrative was so much to go to, like it just seemed staged. It just seemed staged. And that was just the perception. And I'm sorry that we are honest enough to say it. Sorry, but that's what we felt. And then I think we got the, well, how dare they have a watch party over there and not even come over here and say like, we're sorry this is happening. Well, we're all blocked. How would we do that anyway? How would that happen? We're blocked. Can't do that anyhow. I mean, come on. And we're not sure if that is real anyway, especially considering when anything happens where, someone heard we had a watch party and then suddenly it's like, well, maybe they're involved in it. Maybe I'm going to put OG in the police report. Well, now you said you're putting me in. Like, come on. Come on. If this was really real and this was really happening, would you deviate police resources to look at me? It's not me. I mean, I have nothing to do with it. So why would you make them use police resources to look at me or someone else? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. And yes, when you go from, oh my gosh, someone just said horrid things to laughing about poop, like I would, everybody's different, but yes, I think, oh, if Joe wants to come up, sure, hold on. I would think that you would take more than a hot second to chill out from that. You know what I'm saying? You would take more than a hot second to chill out after that. But I just want to say, before anyone comes up, I just want to say one last thing to Jenna before I get distracted. I don't know what you got going on with me. I don't know what you got going on. And once I'm done saying this, then anyone can come up. I just want to make sure I get this out. I don't know what y'all got going on with me. I don't. But here's the deal. I had someone who I thought, who we had a conversation talking about, I'm your ride or die. I'm there for you. Yeah, talked all day, every day for over a month, which in YouTube is like a year, right? Saw this person was hurting, said, I know, and I already have the message on my community wall, but I can put it up again. Basically said, I know that doctors don't give you medications, even if you just need one or two. Doctors don't do that. So, can I help in any way? Have you ever heard of BioFreeze? I have lidocaine patches, never in any way was offering anything else. But, and I even said in there, don't take this the wrong way, because I knew that their family had a history of issues, and I didn't want them to think I was saying that. So I actually said, hey, don't take this the wrong way. Now, that person took it the wrong way. And instead of coming to me, they decided to go into a Discord and say, oh, how would you feel if someone came up to you and offered you? How would you feel if someone came up to you and went to a lot of people and said that? No big deal, right? Right? No big deal. Especially, like, I've shown it to a bunch of people and they're all like, how'd she get that from that? That's ridiculous. But anyway, Jenna and Mrs. T decided that they were going to let everyone know that I was someone who, they were going to let everyone know that I did that, even though that wasn't true. Even though that when you read the message, it's obvious that wasn't true. I mean, that's fine. If you misread it, that's fine. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But I have a problem with, once you know that that wasn't how it was meant, because I'm telling you that's not how it was meant. Once you know that, why would you continue to go on with that narrative? So I don't know how to get in touch with them. So I asked Mr. I said, hey, do you know how to get in touch with Mrs. T? She's going out saying this narrative that's not true. I'd like to just ask her to stop. What I got back is, no, we're not going to stop because it's the truth. So you know me better. You know what's in my head better than I do. You know that it's the truth, that I really meant something, that it's clear when you read it that is not meant. So so for everyone who's wondering, that's what this is all about. It's all about somebody wanting to take something that is completely innocuous and turn it into a narrative that is completely nefarious, and go around giving this narrative that I do these things that I would never do, never did, never would, never did, never would, never could. But for some reason, it's really nice to put that narrative out. So that's the narrative being put. So whenever you hear that narrative, know that it's false and it's being given out. I don't know why. Maybe people are bored. They don't have anything to do. I don't get it. Whatever. It's fine. But it's ridiculous and it's not true. And maybe later we can talk about the impersonation of me, because that was good too. Did everyone see the impersonation of me? Right. But it wasn't an impersonation. Like, once you got backlash from it, then it suddenly wasn't an impersonation anymore. But wait, what did Lady say? So my friend is concerned. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and when you read it, you read like what I say. Like, I'm like, so do you need help? I have extra lidocaine patches. Like, nowhere in there. Yeah, like that was my point. I'm in pain management, so I know doctor, like, even if you just need like one or two, they like won't do it. They won't do it. They're really stingy about it. So, personally, yeah, Pooh, did you see the impersonation? Wait, you did something on the impersonation. You did something on the impersonation. See, that's from when I had my brain doesn't always work. My husband. Yeah, and when you're in pain management, like, they can call you in at any time, and like, you don't do that. You don't have extras to be like handing out. Like, that wasn't the point of what I said. But the thing that gets me is, why would you, after the person who's saying it comes out and says, and that's the thing. I kept saying, like, what's wrong? Why aren't you talking to me? Like, did I say something wrong? like nowhere in there was like, it's like, someone, she did wrong. No, she did wrong because then wouldn't talk to me. I mean, it's just the whole thing is ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. The entire situation is ridiculous. The entire situation is ridiculous. Yeah, I thought you did one. But biofreeze is amazing. Like that's what my thing was. Like I know doctors, but biofreeze, like honest to God, and I think I wrote in there, biofreeze is honestly almost better than like opiates sometimes. Like it is one thing that sometimes works better. I mean, biofreeze is amazing, but like that's what I was offering. And to sit there and when I'm saying, no, you misunderstood. And I'm saying it to come back to me and say, no, you're lying. How, you're going to tell me that I'm okay. Okay. Didn't know you had psychic abilities in there. Yeah. And that's like, it's a big thing going around. Everyone's getting accused. Like, why? Why? Like everybody's accusing everybody. Like, how many people right now are being accused of something having to do with drugs? It's ridiculous. And why? Like that, like it's one thing to do like the body shaming and the look shaming and do impersonations of someone, which it wasn't an impersonation, okay, even though you just said my name during it, but it wasn't trying to be an impersonation of it. The only reason she said it wasn't an impersonation of me was because she got called out and like Eliza made the meme and everything, which I tried to share Eliza's post and it wouldn't let me share it. So I just had to copy the picture. Yeah, I mean, I know if someone honestly like was like I like dying or something, I mean maybe, but I mean I don't know. You cross that bridge when you come, but that wasn't what I was saying. And when you read it, that wasn't what I was saying at all. And it's like, and even afterwards, because she like erased all the messages in the Discord, but I have all of mine, and even messages underneath. Like there's one under it that I'm like saying, I'm like, I hope you didn't take me the wrong way. I was, telling you about biofreeze and like, even when you read the concept, the ones afterwards, it's obvious what I'm like. It's like, why do people want to make up a narrative? Why do like, think about this. Okay. So if you have, I'm sure most of you have seen Jenna's little impersonation of me. So, I'm looking at it and I think we've gotten desensitized to that kind of stuff because all of a sudden I stopped and I was like, and I kind of stopped because at the end, her daughter comes in, and I was like, I didn't notice that the first time, but then I was like, and I have that on my community wall. If anyone wants to see it, it's on my community wall. But I kind of was like, wait a minute, your daughter was there at the end. And then I'm thinking, like, oh my God, your daughter walks in and you're dressed up like a clown queen doing an impersonation of someone and not a good one. And your daughter is clearly watching you look in body and like, that's the example you set for your daughter. Like that's the example you set for your daughter. And then I started thinking like, well, think about it this way. In what world does a 40, 50-year-old woman impersonate someone? Like when they don't know you. Like I don't know this woman from Adam. I mean, I know her name, I know who she is, but like it's not like we've gone out to lunch a few times. Like like in what world am I gonna just like who's someone here who I don't really like have never talked to? Like let me just like I don't know. I know a lot of but let's say there's someone new comes in, Boo Boo Head. In what world do I just see Boo Boo Head in my chat and then tomorrow just go see a picture of her and like make a caricature of her and like go dress up and try and make fun of her? Like in what world does one woman find a way to make fun of another woman? Like what in God's green earth are you doing? Like, you see me, you obviously don't like, hey, trash, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, you see someone obviously get under your skin, and then you say, I want to bring her down because, I'm feeling away. I got to bring her down to my level, the whole like thing. So I'm going to dress up like her and impersonate her. Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Who spends hours doing their nails? Who does that? What adult human being does that? I'm befuddled. Think about it. Think about that one. Think about it. That is just okay. So now I'll put the link up. I just anyone can come up. I don't care. But I was just thinking about it. In what world, like, do we say that's okay? And it wouldn't have been so bad if after she got a little made fun of, she wasn't like, oh, that wasn't what I was doing. It wasn't what I was doing. Well, we all know it's what you were doing. And she got so mad, so mad, so mad. She's probably really mad right now, but so mad. What's up?
Hi.
Hello. How
I'm
are
turning my camera off. I took my
you?
shower and didn't do
Oh,
anything with my hair.
came up, came up. She does that by the looks of her makeup job. No, I think her daughter did it, she said. I think she said her daughter did it. Her makeup for her. So how are you, my dear? Did you see the wonderful, my wonderful fans, my new fans?
You what? No, I didn't. But she wants to skin you and wear you like last year's Versace.
I guess. I guess. I don't know. I mean, hey, whatever it takes. So weird saying that as like a name. It's just weird. I mean, when you think of it from the outside, you just stop and are like, wow, that's really weird that someone would do that.
Yeah,
That's
very weird. Stalkerish.
But they named Tony in it too. Like at the end, and this really bugged me. At the end, someone came in and said, "What's going on tonight?" And they actually said, "Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Someone came in here and did all these things and said all the things that were named." And they're like, "And we know it was Tony."
What?
You can't say that. You can't say it like that. I mean, you can't do that. That pisses me off.
Yeah, it does. Why is everybody constantly blaming Tony for shit? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know. But that night well, it was funny. It was like 100% Frank but it was also 100% Tony. It was like 100% both of them.
Yeah.
I don't really know why.
But it
But
just
it was
today.
Tony because they said her name and she didn't she left after that. So that
Well, today's
stupid.
event just flew me over the roof. I was
Well,
so livid. I couldn't go
I
on
wasn't
panel
on much today. What happened today?
in purples.
What happened today?
Oh, it's probably best if you just go back and rewatch it. I couldn't
Okay.
watch it all, and I couldn't go on panel because I had my granddaughter, and there was so much cussing and swearing that I couldn't let her hear it, and I certainly
What
couldn't
was
go
it
on
about?
panel. Oh, they were just bashing Tony so bad it wasn't funny.
Oh.
She was on panel. She was ganged up against. I went on the chat and I said, Tony, don't even listen to these morons. And I got blocked for saying that. But every single person in chat was dogging Tony. They were on panel saying crap about Tony. And this V lady said that I bought subs for Tony. I have never spent a dime on anybody on YouTube. I have never bought a membership, nothing, ever.
But you know what? Ever. If you did, who cares though?
But I would
I'm
not
not saying you did. But you know
but
what? Like,
I would never
why
buy
does anyone care?
subs. I don't even know how to buy subs.
Well, I mean, it would be stupid anyway because like the point is having people like your stuff and watch you. And if you buy things, no one's like, that's stupid. But I mean, but even if you did, even if people did sell stuff to other people, why does anyone care? Why are people so invested in other people's lives?
Because maybe V's guilty of buying purple subs.
I don't know.
And that's what I had said a while ago. Maybe V. Well, V's in Purple's chat. She's the one that buys subs for people. Maybe she bought purple subs. Now she's saying that I bought subs for Tony.
Well, someone just said they thought V was the one who bought subs or broker subs. So when you do that, are they real people or are they bots?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. No freaking idea. Either. But I was so pissed that they were going at Tony in chat, and she would not let anybody say anything in chat to defend Tony. Nothing. I was livid.
Well, that's why I would never go up there. Except the one time I had my Jerry Springer moment. Like because I'm not going to have a conversation with people who I can't talk to. Hey, Wee Frosty.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
See, Tony, there's no reason for Jenna and I to talk, though. This is the thing. There's no reason, like there was never a reason for Jenna and I to talk. The thing is I wanted to talk to Mrs. T at a point in time when all I wanted to say was the story is false. Please stop saying an old story that's false. That's all I wanted to say. And when I heard someone say, their response to that was, well, no, it's not, it's true, so we're going to keep going with it. Well, now you're just dumb, and there's no reason for me to talk to you, because if you really believe that a story that I'm telling, like, it's just like, why? It's just stupid. So if that's, and this was weeks ago, this was like almost a month ago. I mean, so I have no need to talk to anybody. I mean, like, what do I have to say to them? Like whatever, go impersonate me some more.
Well,
Anyway,
first,
hello, Frosty.
hey,
Oh,
let's put it sort of dovetails into what I was thinking about, really, and it brings me back to something that you said last week, a few days ago, that you shouldn't care about the opinion of someone you wouldn't take advice from.
yeah, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from, because it's true.
That's pretty, and that's kind of where it sort of follows my line of thinking in general, because there's this very strange atmosphere on YouTube that people assume in order to be friendly or cordial with people, you either need to give them your name, address, telephone number, social security number, bank details, possibly what you had for dinner last Tuesday, or you don't like them. There is no in between for these people.
Exactly.
Most of us who've been around the internet. Hello, Tony.
Hi, Wee.
Hey, love.
How are you guys?
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Jill. Hi, Queen OG.
Hey, you look so smiley and healthy and good.
Well, yeah. I mean, Mondays usually suck, guys, but today was a good day. I have to say.
I see. I didn't watch today, but I heard there was some mayhem. So
Yeah. But I handled it like a big girl.
good. You always do. See, I don't.
You did
I
good.
don't. I don't know why people have to come at people. I mean,
I know. It's sickening. It is.
Gang up on people.
Yeah, like
well,
I'll be an only one. Like I've tried to explain, like there'll be 5 or 6 girls going at me over there, and I'm one up on a channel. Occasionally, you'll see a few of people up. Robin comes up, Jill comes up, Frank comes up. I've got, it's just like,
that's why I won't do it. Like, unless it's going to be a real conversation. Like I had my Jerry Springer moment. Don't get me wrong, but afterwards I was like, that was just like, I don't know. I just got mad and I just had to vent. But in a normal situation, like, unless you're going to sit there and talk about something, what's the point? Like, if it's going to be one of those screaming matches, like, what's the point? No, nothing good comes from it. So
it's just ganging up on people, and people's defended themselves. But what they're the thing is, I've caught so many contradictions today.
Yes.
So many that I could fill that up, guys. And it would probably take all of our lives and our years of experience to grow to who we know and who we are, to how many contradictions and just stupid stuff that don't matter. And just, I'm
I
blown,
started
guys.
taking
I'm blown.
snippets of it. I started, like, when I hear something, I started just like taping little clips, like, oh, this person said this, and because that's contradicting what they said there, and like, just the whole. I mean, you hear it all the time. Like Chris's video of like, I don't have Frank's info, and then she catches, oh, of course I had Frank's info. I got it from the app. It's like, well, which way? You just said something different before. Hey, Nikita.
Mine too. And it's hard, guys. Everybody's sick and tired of it. And I'm sure her people are too, of having to listen to this shit. Just stop. I mean, like, but that's the thing. It's there's people that really have to make and break it. And then there's ones that say, hey, no, I'm doing this for other reasons and it's different. And they're not like that to make or break it like that.
Yeah.
There's morals and there's values.
Yep. And sometimes morals are second. And morals are just the agreement that right from wrong. That's like morals aren't the specifics of what you consider to be moral. It's just the right or wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Morals
What I
are
don't
the
understand,
entire
though,
building blocks of your character and society as a whole. That's how we get to the point where we as a group get to the point where we can agree on things that need to be made illegal because they are so bad that people shouldn't have to deal with them on a personal level. These things
Right.
we as a community will not accept. There is no reason for this. However, for some people, they have missed
I'm with you
how
on
we
that.
ever got to that point, and that's why for them there is only just how I think and being arrested. That's it. That's all that matters for them because that's
Yeah.
how
I was
myopic
trying to be
their
pushed
entire
out.
world is.
Well, that's why I said I don't think maybe I like wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt that she didn't really understand the definition of morals to say like morals come second. Because that's a really bad that's a Jeffrey Dahmer kind of thing. Like morals come second, you know?
That's
It's
like
not it's a
doing
Hitler
cat
kind of
shit. Like,
thing.
I mean, animals, harming animals and shit. That's like not cool, man. If you're
Yeah.
gonna let me know, then let me become one serial killer, but so I can be on the same level if we're gonna be acting like that and shit,
It's true. It's like that's like is that what you tell your kid? Like if you're at the 7-Eleven and you can get the candy bar, if you won't get arrested, you can do it. If you're gonna get arrested though, don't no, you say that's wrong. You just don't do it. That's
I
wrong.
say fuck it. I'm gonna steal the candy bar and get my big gulp and get out of there. I'll run. I'll jump
Depends how
fences.
old you are. I probably
I
would have
know
done
I'm
that when I was
42
younger.
and can't move.
Exactly. I'm not doing that now, but maybe when I was 15, I'd be like, remember that? Does anyone remember the vending machine cigarettes?
Yes.
Yes.
And I remember there was one, it was like a family diner and it had, you went in and it was like a little entryway area. So you went into the entryway and then there were
They
another
have them
double
in the
doors to go into
restaurant.
the restaurant. So you
Yep.
could go into the first area and no one was there. And you could go in and put your quarters in real fast and
Mm-hmm.
scoot. And it was,
And get the cigarette.
18 or 21 and older, but we would go in there and get those
We
cigarettes.
went to a casino about a year ago, and they had that machine, but they were charging $15 damn for a pack of cigarettes.
Wow.
And I was
I think
like,
it
oh,
was
that's awesome. They
75
came back
cents.
with that vending machine. And then I was like, wait a minute, $15 for a pack of cigarettes?
But that's cool. But those machines were cool. I liked
Yeah,
those
they
machines. That
were.
was neat.
We used to go
But
to
you
the
can't have
bowling
that. I'm
alley
surprised they
and
have
go in
it.
and buy them and then go
They were
across
at the
the street to
bowling
the
alleys
skating
too,
rink.
and not the skating rings.
Well, we
I
bought them at
love
the
that.
bowling alley because it was right across the street from the skating rink.
We all would have been smoking in the boys' room
I
if
remember we
they were
just
at
went
the
into the
skating rink.
bushes. I remember one time we went into the bushes and there were like all these nudie mags there and stuff. And like someone else had already scoped the area out and there were all these like playgirls and stuff.
So they
And
didn't do the reconnaissance. They scooped
but there
that
was
did
like
a
blood
full
there, like
reconnaissance.
someone had sex on their period.
Oh my god.
Ew.
I mean, this is the 80s though. It was a whole different lifestyle.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. When nudie
Yeah.
mags grew in the forest, I remember those days where you were like, "What? Where did what? Where did this come from? What is this?" And then you're like, "Oh dear, oh dear." Maybe
True.
not. Yeah, I learned a lot of things
Nikita
that
says she
way,
got
but
behind
all
because
good.
she took Christmas off. Yeah, Nikita, you're real behind. A lot's happened since Christmas. A lot
Lots happened
happened.
since
Hey,
yesterday.
Nikita.
Yeah,
I
lots
can't
happened.
see
A
Yeah,
lot's
that.
happened
glory
since
of
the
the
beginning of
80s,
January.
late 70s, early 80s. Oh,
The
shit.
80s were, I have to
Damn,
say,
the
the
leg
80s were the best. That was
warmers.
my
The
era.
leg warmers. I do have leg warmers now. I'm not gonna lie. Not on, but
I
I
had leg
have
warmers
some.
on yesterday. I just had them on
Uh,
yesterday.
yeah, I did like your shirt. I liked how it fell down off your shoulder.
See, I'm gonna do an 80s inspired like Amazon store. Like it's leg warmers and
Mhm.
like off the shoulder and like
Care
some
Bears.
neons.
Not just
Isn't that
fashion
cool?
too. I like fashion too. Like, okay, I'm one of them girls that I do like getting expensive stuff, but I mean, I found me a pair of slippers for $20 and they said Uggs on them look just like the Uggs, so I didn't give a shit. I'll rock that shit.
I have camo ones. I have big pink ones. They're huge. I'm the queen of boots. I gotta find my pink ones and show you. Yeah, I'll show
I
them to
have
you.
a shoe fetish. I've always had one ever since I was a little girl. They never caught me in the toy department as in the shoe department.
Well,
You
I
sound
think
like my
feet are ugly.
granddaughter. She's
Like
obsessed
these
with
are,
shoes, boots.
Oh, I like those. I like
they're
those.
like, I got them at Shoe Dazzle. They're not expensive at all. They're
And
pretty
those
cheap.
would look cute. You live in California, so those
Oh
would
my
look cute
God.
going out with some shorts too one night,
I had them on yesterday
a
with shorts on.
night. You did? Yeah, those would look good with that. I used to love wearing my Uggs like that, with my shorts. I don't know, it was just the thing not to, but it looks good now. I do that.
See how we
Yeah.
went from like drama to good. See, isn't it like more fun to like, that's what we need to tell all, like, stop doing this crap. Like, it's not fun to do these horrible things to people. Like, it's just not. And I don't, like, yeah, drama is everyone wants to rubberneck the drama, but do we really want that anymore? Like, it sucks. Like,
Well,
and
you say
especially when
that,
you're doing
but
stuff like
obvious.
accusing Tony of stuff. You can't just accuse someone of stuff like that.
But then their response to that is automatically, well, Tony has accused me of stuff.
And
Well,
I
That's how it
have,
yeah.
goes.
because
That's
that
how.
goes back to being accused.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You are already back into whether I love you, Tony.
I know
But
you
if you get
do.
into this cycle of going up onto a panel to defend yourself in a group of people who are not wanting to hear what you're going to say,
I'm not going to do it.
it's
I
not
did
going to
it. I
work out
tried
well.
it today. My shit keeps getting twisted. I had to keep repeating it over and over. They all were trying to twist it. I let all of them come at me. Tony's good. Tony's good. I'm good, baby girl.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like
I want to
some
start
things you
having fun
could,
and going to everybody's channels and doing
yeah,
that stuff. And you
yeah.
guys all inspire me. All of you guys, everyone.
Well, some things you have to, like, I have to call out the RUG thing. Like, I have to come and say that's not, like, that's something I can't let go on. But most of the stuff I let go because, like you said, like, everything will get twisted. No matter what you say, someone will twist it to be something
Yep.
else. Like, how many
Yep.
times have I said anything I say, I know everybody's going to take. So to then go into my members only section and think you've got something, it's like, come on, are you that naive that you, like, I say that all the time. You've never heard it? I mean, come on. It's like, whatever you say will be twisted into, like, it doesn't
Yep.
matter who you are, what you do. Everybody's
'Cause
going to
they
take
can't
whatever
hear.
narrative.
They can't hear right. They can't read right, so they got to twist everything.
I'm just saying, I got really tired today. I mean, I held it out as long as I could hold it out, but my mind
Well,
was,
that's a lot on you. It's exhausting.
yeah, because what was done like yesterday, Jackie. See, I never would break. I never would let any of them ever see me break, cry, and never would. But he broke. He had enough.
That's
And he
tough when
don't
you're dealing
break.
with a
He don't
kid.
never break. Anybody that knows it knows it. He don't ever let emotions out like that.
Well, when a guy breaks down, it's like real. Like,
Yeah,
that's when it's
but
bad.
and that isn't a good thing either. Not the discussing of it. The discussing of it should always be welcome. But just as when Heidi screamed at the top of her lungs today,
Oh my God,
and it
that
is a
was
very
awful.
personal subject for me, so
I
that's why I'm up here.
She said that,
If
so I did. I said, well, what about me? You know?
right? But we're
Come
not
on.
doing this one-upmanship. We're not doing this. That doesn't work
No,
for
it don't
people.
cares. It
We're not
doesn't
playing
matter.
points on who's more suicidal and who's more depressed and who's
Yeah.
going to do what. That's not the way life works for anybody.
Well, I remember
If
when
someone
Unseen,
is genuinely feeling that
Yeah.
way, please go
Don't take
and
it
seek
lightly.
help. Go and see a
but
doctor.
then that's the thing.
Please
I
reach out
don't think
to
any
the
of us.
services in your community. YouTube is
Yeah.
not the place for mental health counseling. Counseling does not work on a public forum because you cannot
Exactly.
control the outer voices coming in. The people that you're getting advice from are not qualified in the things that you need help with.
That's right. I want to say something to that, though. You know, when she said that, she never sought help. She never got off of YouTube. She was still on there, if not on her channel, on Purple's channel. She never left YouTube, none of that stuff. So she was that freaking bad. Why didn't she get off of YouTube? Why didn't she go seek counseling? Why didn't she do something about that situation?
Yeah.
Well,
That was my thinking right there. You know,
Yeah.
she
I gotta go turn
never
the light on.
left. She never did anything to resolve that situation.
The thing is that none of us wanted to make any of their businesses about our businesses, but everybody was making their, making their business into our, getting into our business. And when people started fighting back, it seems like that's where it got ugly and more ugly and more ugly.
Yeah, and she screamed that. And I
Oh,
thought
I don't know that. I don't know about that. I just
she just
no,
screamed
she
it.
did. She did. And it was a
her,
temper
yeah.
tantrum.
It was.
And I thought to
I
myself,
would beg anyone, whether they like me or not, whether they want to talk to me or not, whether they want to hear what I have to say or not, is irrelevant. But please, if you feel that way or you are concerned about someone who feels that way,
mhm,
please seek out
get
professional
help.
support. Do
Yes,
not sit and talk about it on YouTube because I can
exactly.
promise you that way disaster lies.
That's
Not
right.
just for you as a person, but for the
You're
people that you're
exactly
concerned
right.
about and the people that you love.
That's
Please
right.
don't
exactly
do
right.
that. It doesn't
That's
work out
right.
well, not because of the people involved. It never has worked well. YouTube is not the place for that.
No, nobody's doctors on here. Nobody's a therapist on here. Nothing.
No.
She needed to
Thank you,
get off
Gone
of
Girl.
YouTube.
Hi, Gone Girl. Everyone say hi to Gone Girl.
Hi,
Thank you,
Gone
Gone
Hi,
Girl.
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 Hey,
She
sweetie.
needed to get off of YouTube and go get help and get
Nice
off of
to meet
YouTube
ya.
for several months. She and she never did that. She just stayed right on YouTube and continued with the same thing. So if that really happened to her, why didn't she get
That's
off
the
of
thing.
YouTube and
People
go
don't
get
know if
help?
it's real. People tend to,
Yeah, yeah. And
when
it's
it's
like,
impersonal, you get people who make fun of it or want to make light of it or don't,
Well, the
you
thing
get
will
that
be,
too.
as soon as I have said that, I can already tell what the rebuttal to me saying anything is.
no.
That, oh,
No,
You
100%,
were
100%
absolutely right
that
on
where
this
this
part,
is
what
going to
you're
go,
saying.
that, well, you mocked Colleen. Correct. I did. I will not mock the fact she has mental health and self-confessed addiction issues. I will not mock that. I can, however, mock the fact that she makes very disparaging comments about anyone and everyone else. One thing does not equate to the other. They are not equal situations. So as soon as I have said that, that's the first thing that they will come back with, because that seems to be all that they have to use against me, and God love them. If that's all
There you go,
they've
Precious.
got, they're going to
And
keep
that's
trying.
bullshit.
But
That's
she gets up there
bullshit.
and drinks too. She's, I mean, there's been times
It's
up
not
there where
even
she's
about
been
what
drunk.
people does with the drinking and all this shit anymore. It's like, you guys are cutting fucking deep. Excuse my language, Queen OG. But you
That's
guys are
right.
cutting deep. It's been cutting deep. Before I even found about how this shit works and it cuts deep.
Before
Like,
you
so
ever
you
got
go
to
for the
YouTube,
jugular,
Tony.
and then people want to go at all of us for our jugular and then not want us to stand up for ourselves.
Yeah.
To hush us up, to silence us. Well, me, I mean, I can't speak for everybody.
No, it's
It-
what's good for thou. What's the one? What's
good for thee and not for me, that sort of thing.
yeah, what's good for thee and not for me or whatever. Yeah, that it's like it's got to go both ways.
Exactly.
Is that what you wanted, Precious? Did you want to link, Precious?
Yeah, it's
think-
I mean, yeah, granted, she's got some problems and stuff, but don't get up there on panel drunk, because that's
Yeah.
not doing you any good, lady. That Colleen lady,
No,
and she's
I
been up
mean,
there a few times drunk.
That's gonna
well,
worry
and then she
people.
gets really emotional, and there's like one sector of people who are making fun of her for it, and another sector of people who are, there's that non-belief. I mean, it's just
She's
it
been
doesn't
very
work. Hey,
disrespectful
Precious.
to me. That
She's
woman.
disrespectful to everyone.
Well, like when she was yelling at Tara. I
Yep.
mean, like
Who? Which
like
one?
she was
Tara.
really rude
Who
to
and
Tara,
which
Susan.
and then Tara says one thing back, and it's like
Yep.
Who and which one?
Colleen.
Who was yelling at Tara? Which time? Like I said, now it's happened to all
Which
of
time,
us.
where,
so many
when,
times.
who, what, where, when, why, how.
Exactly.
What social media platform?
I can't hardly see you guys. Can't see. I'm sorry.
So the Heidi incident. All right. So I had the clips. I had clips. I put them up, and I remembered it. And this was back last June. It was in the beginning of June. And she went, oh, woo, and she cried on her warrior sisterhood, wah wah, got the wah wah, and she cried, and I fucking laughed. I don't give a shit. I did. I don't fucking care. I laughed. I didn't give a shit. I already knew she was garbage. So, and she cried, and she was like, I'm leaving YouTube, but not until I get paid, because I got a lot of money owed to me out here. I got the clip.
That was what, because her driver's license wasn't in yet,
There
or something
was, and
like
she
that.
said, but I gotta wait for my driver's license to come in.
Yeah, I gotta wait for my money.
As a piece of ID. Well, that was last June. Then eventually the yaya shit disappeared. And you were like, all right, bitch got paid, whatever, she left. No, then heart to heart freaking appeared. Okay. And then you're like,
how long
what
is it gonna take for that to come up?
Thank you. And then
I already knew who that was.
and there it
As
is.
soon as that name came out.
And now you notice, now we have both back. Now we got the whoa, whoa shit and heart to heart. Now we got two freaking channels. So Heidi, you were supposed to leave last June because you said, I can't take this. This is breaking me down. I lost Jerry. Would you like to play the clips I have? We can stop them every minute or two. I have them recorded and uploaded. You clearly said as day that you could not handle this. You were leaving because of Jerry and Shorty and everything. This was done. You were just here to pay. You'd come out once in a blue moon, maybe to say hi to some people. But other than that, you were as good as gone. And we've heard you go off 7 nights a week on somebody else's panel now for how many fucking months? Nothing you people say is the truth. Your word is fucking garbage. So if your word is garbage, nobody believes a fucking thing you say. That's
Wasn't she supposed to call her lawyer today and tell us all about it?
Well,
lawyer is
Well, did you guys see the end?
Did I see it?
Like she said she would not. She said she would not go to the police on something on me. And she said she's going to the police on me, and she said she wouldn't do it if I didn't do it, and if I stopped talking about her And I said, Heidi, I can't do that. So you might want to just go to the police and kind of something in that sense. I don't know. Don't quote me because I don't know exactly what I said, guys, because I had a lot on my mind.
No, I got what you said because I clipped it. Believe me, I clipped it because I thought for sure this girl is going to privatize or delete this shit because, oh my God. So, no, I clipped enough of that. No, I caught that one. And here's my word to you on that. Full of fucking shit. I knew Heidi was bad as far back as last April. When she
Heidi
has
only ever done one thing wrong, precious
Yeah,
chaos.
thank you.
Only one thing.
When
One
I saw
thing.
What did she do wrong?
When I saw her turn her back on Susan, she went from loving Susan and trying to save Susan's life right beside, along with me, to then not giving a shit and basically telling her to freaking go freaking kill yourself, you crazy bitch. That was the moment.
And I was good friends with Precious. Precious then. I remember that time.
She said that to Susan?
I was there that night. When Audie tells that whole story about the incident where Susan attempted suicide that one night long time ago, when she talks about that story, she always conveniently forgets one person in that story. Always. Who do you think she forgets out of that story that was on that panel? Because
they taunted that woman. They taunted that woman, guys.
Okay? I was on that panel.
Yeah.
I was on that panel with the Heidi Ho. And I was the one that was like, okay, we need to distract. We need to get the. So she was a part of getting that one. Yes, we all were. So that's when I sat there and said, all right, this woman actually loves and cares for this person as much as I do. And then what I saw what she did to freaking Susan. And then when I saw her go after Shorty, did the light bulb not go off? You're freaking right, it did. And I exited stage left in freaking April. And I never freaking talked to her ever again. Ever. When people show me their true colors and they show me they really are, that they actually are a bad person, I exit stage left. I'm gone. I want nothing to do.
I have to cut in. I have to cut in. I have to say thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Lenny, for $3, and thank you, Nikita, for 99-cent super sticker, and thank you, Katie Bug gifted 5 memberships, and thank you, John.
Hi, everyone.
And then the instant happened when she leave, and then she said she was going to leave, but there it is. Then Purple suddenly hated Susan, so then Hottie found a passion, and then they all please, I've been watching this since last. So yeah, I know what she's all about. I know.
Guys, this ain't even any good soap opera. I mean, this is like a murder mystery soap opera, and like Days of Our Lives, like the bold and the bitches and the bewildered, and then the I don't know. Come up with some more B words. Can we come up with some more B words?
You cannot trust these people. You have to be very careful on what you give real world to who you give it to out here. You have to be very, very careful. Make sure these people go through hoops and prove that their trust and their bond is actually fucking legit before you freaking do anything.
Can I interject for a second?
Absolutely. Hi, Jill. Sorry.
She told Susan to go K herself.
Yeah.
She was there antagonizing her those times and bad-mouthing her those times right along Purple's channel. She went after her. They were bullying her like freaking crazy.
But she actually
even Hobie got in on it. We all got in on it. And I was the one still modding wrench there going, these people have lost their mind. They're literally going after somebody who is sick with mental health and PTSD. Like, are you kidding me? That just tells me right there what you are as a freaking person.
I remember listening to it and I was shocked. That was right when I first came into YouTube, and I wasn't really, I didn't know any of you or anything. I just started making videos, and I was just like, wow, what's wrong with this person?
Yeah, hey, Queen OG, we spoke upon that one time. Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh.
I never knew that.
I connected with Susan that night, okay? I connected with her that night when that happened to her. I really genuinely made sure, I wanted this woman to live, because by the grace of God, I failed my one attempt when I was 17. By the grace of God, thank you. I failed my one attempt. So when that happened, damn right, I wanted to make sure she made it through. And when she made it through, we bonded on a level that was like, I'm going to always have your back. And if anybody comes after you in a way that I know is going to fuck with your mental health the same way with mine, I'm going to shut that shit down, girl. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to protect you.
I've always had a special place in my heart for Susan.
And
always.
I thought Heidi had the same connection with her. And when she showed her true colors, I went, you're not a good person. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not spoken to her since April. An email I sent back in April. And never talked close to her to anything.
And see, I was pulled away. I was led to believe things. I was pulled away from Susan, and I didn't want to go.
They tortured her.
And it was just, and when I was even there, I got into it with Heidi on things and questioned. Like I've always said, it was about always the pictures of kids and the lovely and all that and stuff done.
Yeah. And the first person they got done to was Susan.
The family reaching out wanting to know.
They came in last spring under Susan's deceased grandmother and Susan's son's name last spring. She was the first one to go through it. And I had to jump on that panel and calm her down. She's having panic attacks and freaking out. And I'm going,
okay, can I say something again?
People doing it.
Yeah.
Does anybody agree with me that all this shit happening to Purple and Heidi is maybe karma coming back to get them for the shit they've done to people?
But Jill, what's happening to them? Please tell me what's happening to them. I don't know what's happening to them.
They're getting called. I think it's an inside job personally.
Because if you're talking about the threatening phone call that never happened and the bullshit parcel that was never put on anyone's property, again, there's no evidence of anything.
What that was put on somebody's property?
Well, that's what Harper's trying to spin a story.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
I
didn't hear about this.
My house.
Oh yeah, and she's trying to say it's Frank that did it. Without a doubt, it's Frank, and now she's scared for her life.
They did what?
He got on the scooter. Listen, he got on the damn scooter, and he drove there.
Yep.
What the hell?
I got that clip.
What? Nobody's answering my question. What did he do?
She came on one night. Charles, again, you have to understand this one. And you know,
explain it properly, Precious Chaos. Use the names rather than she.
And she was emotional a bit, and she said she had gotten off the phone with the police, and she found something on her property, and she knows somebody had to have put it there because it wasn't there before, and it had to be somebody who knew where she lived, because where she lives, it's out somewhere. So not everybody knows where she lives. And I'm sitting here going, and you people are believing this crap?
Because they're not on YouTube. They don't know the ridiculousness of it.
That was all she said. She never said what it was. She just said it was a parcel package. Some left something. She never said what it was.
It was toys. It was adult toys, right?
No, I have no idea. She never said. She never said.
I think it was adult
and
toys.
Then she just spun it right away and said, and I know it is, and it would have been Frank. And then Tomorrow went, oh yeah, it would have been Frank. And then they went up with Frank again. And that's why I got pissed off. And the next day I went on Buddy's channel and I think I lost it because I went, I'm tired of everyone blaming everything on Frank. This is freaking crazy. This is nuts.
That's why the last 2 nights, not tonight, but the last 2, I had a watch party and Frank was there the whole time. So, you know, it's like, and the 2 nights ago, they literally were like talking to, as if it was him in back chat, like talking to him, and he was right there snoring. Like I was panning left to right, like talking to him, snoring, talking to him, snoring.
Well, he was talking to us, but eventually he did pass out. But it was fun to hear his reaction going, oh my God, like how am I right here? And I'm like, calm down.
Because then they can't say he's doing the 2 device thing because he's obviously snoring. Like he's out like a light.
Yeah.
They are such assholes.
That's how
we all know it's not him. That's not his character. That's not what he's doing.
Let him be happy, guys.
Well, somebody said it was a gnome.
I don't know what it was. I didn't hear what it was.
Let Frank be happy.
There.
People like Frank for who he is. He's unique.
But then a part of me sat there and said, with all due respect, I know areas where, it's areas where there's hardly any people.
That's the problem.
People sometimes dump and do stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like they'll dump and drop off stuff instead of like throwing it in the garbage. They'll be stupid and dump it like in the farm area where there's not as much houses, which you shouldn't do that. Like it could have been something as simple as that, but there she goes.
right?
Spin
But
the
They don't think
narrative with
again,
no
anything was put
proof.
on his lawn.
just to be clear, because this will be turned into you're attacking us, and no, I apply the same logic to everyone, and this is something that some people in chat won't like. It's not aimed at anyone here, so just before I say that, before I make Queen OJ very nervous, it's not like that. Smiley's story had an incident in August that she described as a bomb. Now, to cut a very long story short, with very many sketchy details, what it turns out that the proof of said article was a report from a police officer stating the facts that were given by Smiley's story to the officer. I don't know about how many of you have had to deal with such a situation, but that is a very common occurrence, almost an everyday situation where I live. That is not how
Like,
any of that goes.
yeah.
So, quite frankly, that's whenever people start to go, "Oh, you just don't like us. You just don't like me. You just want to attack Heidi or Purple." No, it's nothing to do with that. It's the same logic I would apply to myself, I will apply to you.
Amen.
I
Amen.
understand how the procedure would go for that. A report of what
Nikita.
you stated to a police officer does not equate to a bomb was left in your garden. Those two
Yeah.
things are not the same. It also doesn't explain the investigation. It doesn't explain the outcome. Those
Right.
things are not all the same thing. Yet people seem
Well,
to follow along this train of logic on a daily basis from these people, and it's exasperating because it is worse than a daytime soap. It is. There's no logic in
Oh, it
it.
is.
There's
Oh,
none.
it is.
The
And yet
bulls
somehow
and the
people are
bitches.
feeding into it. I don't
but
understand why.
I'm not laughing.
thi-
I was just trying to be funny. Sorry.
think about it this way. I mean, why would I put myself up on the chopping block for Frank if I didn't really believe that he was 100% innocent? You know,
You
Exactly.
wouldn't, and that's the
like, I
thing,
don't. I mean,
OG. That's the
I've
thing.
never.
You
If you look at
wouldn't,
the
and
time
a
I've been
lot of
on here,
people
I've
didn't with
never
me
done anything
and
to
anybody
anybody.
else.
I've never like backlashed anyone. I've never put stories out. Like I've been a very honest person the whole time I've been here. So why would I put myself out there and get backlash, which I get for someone being dishonest? Like that's just not my character.
You wouldn't
It's
do
just
it.
not. So sometimes you have to think logically about things instead of emotionally.
Yep.
What adds up and what don't.
I
And
told
Like
you, critical thinking, logical thinking, and common sense people.
Yeah.
You got to use all three of those, or the light bulbs just won't go off.
Well, and would Frank really do that about a child? I mean, yes, he has his moments, but like,
I said
it's
no.
just
I don't believe
He
that.
has
I said we don't
nieces.
believe any of this.
He has nieces. We've heard him playing with them when we've been on the phone with him. He has nieces and nephews.
yeah. I mean, it's just, or to think that you, Tony, would be
He
doing
may
that. To
sound
think that
like, you know, hard and all. He started to discover feelings that he never, I think, really knew, you know, and knows that people would care. And he knew, you know, just like I did, the people that were there for me, you know, I bashed them. So I was guilty of that.
Well, sometimes it's hard in the
But
beginning
they
when you
were
don't think
there.
you deserve that love to
And
accept
that's
it. And
all
then
I
once you
had.
do, you're like, oh my gosh. But I mean, when he's with all of us, like when he's with me, he's nice and cordial. But when he gets with certain people that push his buttons, you know,
Yep.
and trigger him, you know, it's like they just
Exactly.
know what to do.
It's
And it's
simple.
not
Not
good for
that.
him.
They just treat him like shit. They
Yeah.
treat him like shit over there, and we don't. We don't treat Frank like shit. The end. We
I
treat
went
him
over there to get
he doesn't
him.
get away with anything. When he's right, he's right. When he's wrong. But we speak
Yeah.
to him respectfully. We don't treat him like he's a piece of shit.
But he actually has not been watching Purple. He don't
No,
watch
I've gotten
her
him to like,
anymore.
he wanted to go up there last night. But I mean,
when
people
it's
accuse me of
defending
like
people
protecting him.
that if they're gonna say things about people that he cares and loves,
Yeah.
he's gonna do it. And I've told him not to do it, that we're all okay, everybody's okay,
Yeah. But if you know Frank, you cannot tell him what to do. Like if you
No.
say
No,
No,
you
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 shouldn't do
can't.
that. Like,
control him.
so, so last night he wanted to go up and, and if you say don't go up, so I was just like, well, weigh the outcome, the goods versus the bad, and you do what you think is best. And he was like, I shouldn't go up there. And I was like, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding. No,
exactly. Meanwhile,
That's
Purple would have
good.
been like, drop the link
That's
5
awesome.
times already and had him on the panel for a shit show.
But they blocked him everywhere. And then I said something like, block his IP address. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Well, find out. You're the hacker. She said she was a hacker.
Nobody believes
Go
that.
find
Who
out.
said she was a hacker?
Read or write.
She said she was a hacker.
Who?
Purple did.
Purple did.
She said
I
she was a hacker.
that one.
There was one night where some about she was sure she could get IP addresses from URLs.
I actually uploaded that clip because I thought it was the most funniest thing. I thought I gotta put this up there so real hackers can listen to this stuff right here.
Yep.
Hilarious.
She was like, I'm a hacker.
Well,
I'm a hacker.
People accuse Jenna of being a hacker. And I said, I didn't say stupid. She wasn't that smart. I said, she isn't that computer savvy to hack shit.
Uh-huh.
And
About
so that
Purple?
was brought up today, and I had to settle that.
yeah, well,
About Purple
that's
or
where our
Jenna?
opinions will vary differently. I don't think Jenna's a hacker, but there's a wee bit more to that story that includes Levid. That's where the
I
hacking
was
part
just
comes
about
in
to
there.
say, you need to bring in Lebanon into this conversation.
Yeah.
Bingo, what's his name? Oh,
Tony.
NGO.
Tony.
The green lights, Levin.
Yep.
The green lights. You threatened another
He usually
woman,
shows
and
up
you
right
said the
about now when
green
his
light.
ears are burning. Usually when someone mentions him, he shows up.
Exclamation. That meant he was going to go on her.
Well, again, it's just like Jenna.
If I ain't gonna
Whatever
tell you who it is, she'll tell you.
whatever she has to say doesn't bother me one iota. After all, this woman burst onto YouTube having inserted herself in a missing child's case, making friend with a parent, and then using that parent as cannon fodder for weeks. It doesn't matter what you
God
think
bless you.
happened,
Thank you.
either pro or con, either way. She has proved herself to be who she is multiple times over, not just to the Wells, not just to the other friends who were involved in that, but then to every other friendship that she has had since. So, quite frankly, she could literally try her best to take the mick out of everything Irish from here till eternity, and it wouldn't bother me one iota because I don't give shit.
Yeah.
Exactly, girl. Just like
on.
me. Like I said, I don't know her and I don't care to. Next.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
tell
her
you
either.
guys, a lot of it is too. Is that a lot of us over in all the different areas, we have owned ourselves. It took years to know who we are, live with what it is, embrace who we are, in order to evolve. Like, I can bring women up. I empower women. I want to. But there's just some women you cannot empower.
Yeah.
Right.
And why waste your time? Because I get empowered by other strong women. It's a respect thing.
Some women are intimidated by that. No different
Yeah.
how men are intimidated by a woman's strength. There's other women that will look at another alpha female and be intimidated by that alpha female instead of looking at that alpha female and being like, right on, girl, you're
And
fired.
we're rubbing all of our alpha females together.
Exactly.
Working it.
Exactly.
Well, there's some women who see other women and they immediately think that they have to compete. And if you think like, I never think of competing with, like, we just hang out. Like, I never feel a compete thing with anybody. Like, I just don't think at that level, like, oh, you're better. It's like, we're all
I've
good
never
women.
competed with
We all
a
hang out
woman
and who's
why
better
ever.
at one thing or the other thing. We put it all together and make a big, good group. You know what I mean? I just don't. I think when you're underconfident, you're always like trying to compete with everybody. Like, oh. And that's in and of its problem.
Well, it's also impossible for some people to claim that they're the victim of everything and then simultaneously portray the alpha female vibe. Both things are not simultaneously possible. You're either broken down by the situation or you're not.
Yeah.
It's this constant little back and forth, back and forth, back and forth that they don't seem to understand, not just what they're doing to their own friends, their own families, their subs, the people that they're involving themselves with cases, and the rest of us. Then, as a residual effect, that's how it's all sort of washing out. There is a big ripple effect to a lot of this. So Purple can say all she wants. If you don't like me, you don't have to watch me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, love, that's not how that works. I can still have my opinion. You don't have to be bothered by it. However, I
Exactly.
have just as much a right to speak as she does.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, you
sometimes
do.
you want to see another opinion, and it's, watching and being like, huh, that's, sometimes I watch because I'm like, huh, I never thought of that way, but that's interesting right there.
Well,
Hey, Mr. Cork.
Purple's words. If you don't like somebody, don't watch them. So there you go,
Or you
Purple.
can watch and not be
That ain't
befuddled
my
by
cup
them.
of tea. That ain't my cup of tea. Okay,
I hate this.
that ain't my brandy.
And she's the one that always says, I don't watch them. I don't watch
Oh
them.
my God.
But she's got every single one of them recorded. Or
Exactly.
I am so
live and
tired
Or
of
she's
hearing
up to
that.
date
We
with
already
everything
know
that's
that,
going
guys.
on. I
Exactly.
laugh
We know
every
that.
time she says that. When she goes,
Yep.
but I don't watch them. And I'm going, but you're up to date with everything that's going on. How could
I
you?
do
Exactly.
Whenever
said
I
it
hear
too.
someone say
Exactly.
that, like no matter who it's about, like whenever I just hear anybody say, but I don't watch or I'm not sub to, immediately I'm like, oh, you are obsessed with them. Like, because
Yep,
to
you're
say
lying. You're
that,
lying.
to think to
I
say
like
that, there's
what you're
something going on.
saying, Queen OG.
I'm on
Huh?
It's
I like what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like
it,
I don't think to say that about people I'm really not watching because I'm not watching them. Like that, I'm not thinking
well,
about them.
it's the same as me. It came up with Purple weeks ago that she had subbed to me. It showed on something that she displayed on her own channel, and I will show that at a later date.
I saw that. Yeah.
And
Okay.
yet,
Oh,
4 weeks later,
shit.
she wants to act like she's so surprised over something I said weeks ago. I'm sorry that she was obviously having a slow news day, or poor Tony hadn't done something to upset her in the last 5 minutes. That must be a very tragic situation for poor
Yeah, I
wee
think
Purple.
you're going
But for
back
the
to the
rest of us,
stupid shit.
the
You're
fact that
getting
you
there.
can't join 2 and 2 together is your fucking problem, not mine.
I remember one time I went in and she had for her playlist, I was like the cover photo of the playlist. And I was like, oh, but you don't watch it. How's that work?
Yeah.
Well, at least you got into
Exactly.
music.
Like I said, it's
Was
somebody's
there any good
experience.
music?
You
as a
just go,
playlist?
No, it was like the YouTube playlist. So it was like videos, when you put, and I was like the cover photo of it. And I was like, okay, that's weird. But she doesn't watch me.
Yeah, exactly.
You just can't. That's what I said.
I
How
heard
bad
her
they are at
threaten
lying,
3
people. That's
times.
how bad they are at lying. Okay, it's just sometimes it's so simply, easily right in front of your face.
For
It's
no
like,
reason.
shit.
No, the best part is when they say,
Because you
well,
commented in a chat.
I don't watch her. But then sits there on her live and is
No,
live streaming.
she came after, I do believe she was coming, people were coming after Tammy and Queen OG that one day I was up and I fell down. They were coming after my chat. They were reading it or something, and they were coming at these women.
Mm-hmm.
And they were defending themselves, from that.
I just remember the time Heidi had my picture up and she was like, I don't watch her. And then she holds up my picture and then they're like, well, 9 hours ago, in the video 9 hours ago, her lips looked this way. And then one of them was like, well, last week her cheek went like, and I'm like,
Can't
but you
write
don't
this
watch
shit.
me. I was like,
You can't.
you know, like, what do you, and the picture was all like whited out, I think from the snow. So it's like my eyebrows, I was like, but you don't like, you know, it's like, you know,
Who
if I'm
gives a
regular, if I
shit?
pooped
You're in
every
the
day or
snow
not. You don't
having
want,
fun. It looked fun. You slid your ass down the damn, thing. I
I
mean,
was being good.
I
I
would love to
had
do it.
one person come at me and be like, "You just make videos about." I'm like, "Watch the video because you have
No,
no
that's
idea what it's about."
awesome.
Because
That's awesome.
I did
That's
it for
the
members
weather. That's
first.
beautiful.
I was like, "It has nothing to do about me. It's the beauty of the snow, you dumb dumb." Because it was so
Mm.
beautiful. It makes you stop and think, like, this was here
It is
before us. It'll be
beautiful,
here
and I
after us.
get it every winter, except this winter was really warm and not much snow. But it
I
is
have to go
beautiful.
travel to see it.
You get a lot up there in Canada and the north.
Oh yeah, Southern Ontario. Yeah, usually
Yeah.
we don't see the grass for a couple of months, but this winter, that's all we have is grass. It's crazy. It's my second green
And
Christmas.
things have changed
I
up,
like it.
guys. Things are weird.
Oh,
Like the weather patterns, the
it's
animals.
yeah, it's definitely had an effect. Like I said, this is the second green Christmas I've had in 48 years. So yeah, don't like it.
Well,
it's not cool.
we've been in a drought for how many years, and we got like 5 Mississippis worth of rain. Like we've literally been in a drought for the last decade, and we got
Damn.
like 5 something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
And then the
And it
last
snowed
cold
here.
spell, it like hit everybody, and I was calling it like the ice age. It was like affecting everybody.
Yeah, I saw Texas got hit with ice snow. They were supposed to just get snow, but it got like ice rain, like we get up here, and it like iced over parts of Texas, and
it was everywhere. I was like, oh my God, man.
Well, once it's ice rain, that's more heavier. And when that falls on tree branches and wires, it snaps them, and that's where you get like the worry.
And then after that damn balloon thing, like I got my different conspiracies because you all know I'm a conspiracy theorist. Okay, oh wait a minute, I didn't pronounce it right. Today's been a hard day. But that shit freaks me out because I used to be on that before I came to YouTube. I had to leave the news, the politics, all that shit. It was getting bad.
Yeah, you can't talk about that stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty
interesting bad
when it first came out because I Googled online a bit because I was like, was that in Canada? And I was like, oh, look at that. And I'm like, Canadian officials first spotted the, and I was like, and it went over Alberta, Saskatchewan before it went over Montana. So it actually went
all of it
in Canadian airspace before it hit America. So listen, guys, it's not good. When they sit there and go, oh, I'm sorry, it's just our weather balloon. 7 of them, listen, like a 5 or 3, you just go, come on, this is not, that's not normal.
I knew that they could get a jet up there under that and, zap it. We have that technology, but they waited to do it over the Atlantic Ocean. But was there ground people? Was there ground in the water ready to spread out this big perimeter to try to collect what was in that? Because we need to know. That could have very well contained different stuff, intelligent, but I'm more afraid about an allergen, I'm not saying it right, or a genetically engineered virus. I mean, we don't know.
No, I get it. I understand. Just because they said it's a weather balloon doesn't mean you should say, okay, it's just a weather balloon. They should.
Yeah, they said that in Roswell too.
Sure that's what it is for safety and security. I completely understand.
I'm going to drop down, everybody, not because of what you're talking to, just because it's late and I don't
8 hours later, right?
Yeah, it's like 2:15 in the morning, so and I've got to get up and do stuff in the morning, so thank you all for having me, and I'll try to lurk in the chat. Okay, love you, bye.
Bye. Nikita, I just had my first Botox ever in January. I get talked about all this stuff, and I just had I got one because I was starting to get like, I could like do this and get the lines. And so that's the first time I've ever done it was in January. I know everybody talks about all this stuff I've done. But literally it's that, and that's the first time I did it. I got one right here. Now I can't.
I'd get it right here, and then I'd get it up here.
I got it just because I was, you know how you get those 2 like.
I have those 2 lines. Stop talking about my 2 lines on my forehead.
It's like your frown line.
But I'm not getting Botox. I don't like needles.
That's why you start early guarding your eyes with glasses. I wore sunglasses.
But
I'm gonna start
Like,
taping my face
I'm like-
back. I'm gonna start pulling my face back with
I'm
like
gonna start
Gorilla Glue.
trying to make it.
That's
gonna
it.
start
I'll
trying
just
to
go
make
to
it
the local
happen.
hardware store, get some Gorilla Glue, and start pulling it back and Gorilla gluing
I
it.
just gotta say, Pooh. I want to give Pooh, and there's another one. But I want to give Pooh. I love it how they put me in the movies, man. That's awesome. I always wanted to be a
That is
movie
pretty
star.
cool.
I do.
That
They
is
put
pretty
me
neat
in men a
technology.
lot, but they put me in some tough ass men, so I'm all right with that too.
That's pretty neat
It
that they
shows
can
me
do that,
coming
I
on
have
to
to say.
women and stuff and showing how I can do it. So
That's pretty cool.
it is.
What program, Pooh, what
Our
program do you use for that?
granddaughter kept rewinding the part when we were in the Little Rascals, and
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Jackie
that was
had the
so
beard,
cute. I grew up
and
watching that.
she's
Oh
like,
my God.
"Grandma, did Papa have a beard when he was that young?"
I couldn't figure out the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I tried to figure out who everyone was, and I
Love
really
it.
couldn't. Like, he needs to start listing, and I call Pooh a he. I don't know why. Pooh's
I
just
call
an
Pooh
I
a
asshole.
don't know, and then
I
I
have
call
no
it
idea
cheap.
who
I
it
don't know
is.
who it is.
And I don't want to know who it is. Please keep your anonymity.
I don't want to know who it is either.
Just keep it.
No.
I don't care to know.
I hope
but I
we
think it's
never
very
know
good.
who it is.
But I
It's
trust
just
them.
better that way.
I trust them.
Mhm.
And I don't know who in the hell these people are, but I trust them.
Yep.
Pooh
People,
is Pooh. I
person,
just
I
like,
trust them.
and Pooh is, I call Pooh, like, people are like, you know, it's like, no, just Pooh is
No,
just
don't.
masculine to me.
Yeah.
I don't know
Me,
why.
I don't know why. Me, it felt feminine. But again, I have no idea who it is. So I do not know.
Yeah, it's
He
just,
put
for some
me.
reason, it's just Pooh comes up as he. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like certain words just come up
Poopy.
as like,
Poopy. You're right. Yeah.
I don't
Poopy.
know.
Chewy.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like I'm not ashamed to say it. I got my boobs done and I had my little shot of Botox, and then like in last year I had like a couple of shots right here to pull this up, and that's it. They never I need to get a nose job. That's coming, but I'm gonna do that in the summer. But I haven't gotten it. Like I don't have lip implants. Like I don't
Yeah.
no, I don't think I have big lips. I don't know why everybody thinks I have big lips.
But sweetie,
You have normal
you
lips.
listen.
Well, some people are born with them. My daughter was born with them, and my niece was saying something to her one day, and she's like talking about her big lips. But I always wanted bigger lips. And I told my daughter, I'm like, honey, do you not know people pay money to get big lips like that?
I think I have like
to be proud of.
I
I
would
said,
like I don't think I
Angelina
would like big
Jolie.
lips.
I want Angelina Jolie's lips.
You know, you don't have to do
Love-
that anymore, right? You could just suck your lips into a bottle or something for 1 minute and do a suction and then just
Oh,
pull
they
it
have
out.
those things where you
Now,
like.
that's
doing
the
the duck
cheap,
thing.
more affordable way to do it.
Well, it doesn't stay though, does it? It goes away.
Yeah, but it stays for a little while, you know, for a
Yeah,
night
it
on the
does.
town or something.
Yeah, I could never
Well, they have
rock
this
the
stuff-
duck face. Like I look
Oh,
stupid every time I
That's not. They
tried
don't do
it.
that anymore. Now
I
they
know,
talk
but
about the
I look
alien face because
stupid.
everyone does like this thing, and then their eyes get little, and they call it the alien face. It's like
Nah, 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 nah.
look at pictures of Madonna right now, or who's the other one?
Yeah, I get it. I know what
There's
you're
someone
saying.
else.
You're a big Madonna fan. So am I. Papa Don't Preach. I love that one.
Look at what Madonna looks like right now.
Yeah, she's getting too tight in that face.
Oh, I haven't caught up on my
And
celebrity.
I love
stuff.
Madonna.
Oh,
Don't get me
girlfriend.
wrong. I love Madonna.
Oh, girlfriend, you gotta Google
But
Madonna.
she's starting to look a bit
boy.
I'm
rough.
gonna have to.
Her hairline starts about here.
Yeah.
They get this like alien face because now what they
Yeah.
do is they put stuff here and it pulls it up here, and that's how you get rid of this. They don't do
Can I
Botox.
give you a prime example of someone that was hot as hell, a guy, and got a lot of damn plastic surgery done,
Are you gonna
and
say
he
the
looks
wrestling
like
guy?
shit now? Mickey Rourke.
That's he was in The Wrestler, yes.
And he
He was
was in that
really-
movie when he was younger. You know, I forget what it was, but he was hot. I had a thing
sex
for
one.
him.
Was that nine
He was like a
hours?
brother. His brother was like trying to fall in love with a girl that was in another gang across the street or something. And when he was younger, I think that's what I can't remember. Damn it. That's not gonna drive me
Wasn't
nuts.
it 9.5 hours? 9.5 hours?
I don't-
But that's what
He's
women do
gonna
now. They
play
get
the
all
last
these
Oh,
fillers,
damn.
and then
I
their
remember
face
that
is
movie.
full.
That was the great sex at the refrigerator scene.
But isn't that Mickey Rourke?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'll never
That's
forget
him.
that movie because of that amazing sex scene, because I snuck in and watched it. My older brothers were watching it, and I wanted to stay up late, so I kind of watched it. And that was the first sex scene I ever seen in my lifetime.
Okay. In chat, wasn't it? Nine
Okay.
and a half weeks. 9.5 weeks.
9.5 weeks, yeah.
That was
it.
some hot. They had every food in there, and I grew up.
Oh
going,
yeah, that was.
Day. I'm gonna do that one day, and then you grow up and you go, "Are you kidding me? Food's expensive. It's
Then I'd have
messy,
to clean
blah, blah,
up.
blah, 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 blah," and then you don't do it.
Yeah, because then you'd have to clean up after yourself. It's like, who wants to do that?
But when you first saw it, you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm so gonna do that."
Yeah.
And then you're
Well,
like,
someone
"No, I'm
cleaned
not."
up, and you know.
Okay, guys, you know, I'm so wanting to see, and someone said you can watch it. I'm so wanting to see Magic Mike XXXX, my Matthew McConaughey in it too.
Is it regular? Is it regular movie theater? Like, it's not.
I don't know. I don't know if it's movie theater or you can watch it on your you know, pay to watch it. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's coming out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stream it.
Last one.
Scooby Mom said a good
My
thing.
husband
Ladies,
wouldn't
be kind
watch
to
it
yourself.
the first time.
There's a
He
good
wouldn't
thing
watch
to
it.
say. Well, my nose is broken. It's not perfect. It's broken. It's actually broken. So that's why it needs done, because I can't breathe. That's why I have this thing in here to hold. But so, because my son broke it and then I walked into a wall. It's broken. Trust me.
I have a spectrum problem where I
Mine is
can't
totally
breathe
like-
very well.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible.
And some
but-
people get surgeries to fix that. And I can
Yeah,
see
that's
why,
why,
because
like,
it's
they'll-
hard for me to breathe.
Yeah, that's why insurance will do it, because I actually can't breathe. It's like a medical
Yeah.
problem now
Uh-huh.
from, you know, but I'm not doing that for
That happened
but,
actually
but
to my
women
aunt as
should
well.
whatever if you look at someone, like, have you ever seen someone who, like, cosmetically you're like, maybe they're not so, and then you meet them and they suddenly are so much more beautiful, like, because beauty is, yeah, part of it's the outside, but someone who has good outsides can become uglier. And someone who doesn't have as nice outsides can become prettier based on who, like, that's the most important thing.
For me,
I think.
beauty was always
I
on
mean,
the
your insides can trump your outsides easily.
Yeah, your beauty's
Easily.
always on the inside. When you have, like I said, when you're
Yep.
beautiful on the inside, it just shows on the outside. And
It
that's
might
like
start on the outside, but
soul,
it
all
becomes on the inside, I think.
And
I
you
mean-
know, I've met that from a lot of people. People on the lowest end to people on the highest end. And you've got to give respect to that.
Yep. That's what I say. Go, you know, Jenna's got a whole thing, you know, about, you know, and it's just, and her daughter's there, and I'm like, come on. Come on. How old are we to do that with your daughter there? I mean,
Oh my God, what? The world's ugliest queen, drag? What? Listen,
I've tried
It's-
to act like
listen,
an adult,
bad
guys.
enough-
I
no,
really
it's
have.
bad enough that she looks rough as it is. Like, it's bad enough she looks pretty rough as a woman now. When she did that, I literally was like, damn, you look uglier than you did with that. Like, I was shocked. She looked worse with makeup on her face. And then,
Yeah,
I was
I
thinking,
I
like,
don't know anything about that. I
oh,
didn't know
damn,
watch
girl.
it.
you are not making no drag race competition at all.
gotta
You are
watch
not getting
it.
in nothing.
well, I think she got mad by the meme. The meme, I think, like, really, like, she was mad. She was so triggered and mad. And I was like, don't be mad. You did it to yourself. Like,
No, come on. Isn't that the best thing to do?
Just like
Really-
Harper with
Get
the ass
really built
thing.
up, really,
She
really
did that to
triggered, get really,
herself.
really mad, and then turn on your freaking camera and scream at somebody. I think it's freaking brilliant.
Like what Harper did with the ass scene and all. She literally showed her ass.
I know, and we got it clipped. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And we got them on
But
screen.
it
but I was
my
like, why have you
face.
wasted a good pair of yoga pants? I hope those weren't good.
Yeah, and I hope she didn't fart, but that's all right because it probably stunk really bad. I don't know what she's been eating. But anyways, I thought about my boots, my Justin Timberlands, my cowgirl whatever boots, or even my high heel ones. And I'm sorry, I was just gonna kick Tony right in her lips.
Give her a little.
And that would have been
I don't even know
Can I
why did she
say
show
it?
her butt in the first place. I don't
that
even know
would
why
have
she
been a
showed her butt.
cooter punch. in both
It was
to
someone
Tony's
did someone do
face,
a meme on it. I
to
can't
my
remember now.
face. So
Well, I thought Frank was gonna come up. Where's Frank anyway?
Can you share that? Can you share the picture for me real quick?
The butt.
We're gonna have a quick advertising
You guys got
sponsor.
that?
So we're gonna have a
Wait,
quick.
which picture?
There's a-
Wait a minute.
So this is a quick sponsor ad.
Jackie,
for
these
Narcan.
girls got pictures of butt.
Everybody,
The
Narcan
plot
saves lives.
thickens.
Narcan saves lives, people. Narcan saves lives. All right.
It does.
We need Karen to come up here. And she like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm in pain management. I know, lady. Like, why are you yelling at me?
Are you gonna share? Are you gonna click on the picture? You don't see it?
Wait, oh. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I didn't know
No,
you were
it's okay.
okay, hold on.
No, she was dumb to take her camera down and scream one day and put her Narcan in her hand. So she did it. And I went, print screen. Now that's a screenshot photograph, people. Take
But she
that
did
Narcan.
it so fast.
Look at,
She did it
look
so
at my
fast.
drugs.
Like, how fast did she grab that? That was so fast. Like,
I
I
know.
the night
Exactly.
before,
My fingers. There it is.
the night before she was talking about how she didn't think people should get Narcan. And so I was just saying something like, if you're in pain management, you by law have to have that in your house. And that's kind of,
Absolutely.
coincidence.
Obviously, she was seeing what she was doing, OG. Obviously, she was showing what she was doing because she had her glasses on to read it real good.
She got
it in like
offended.
2 seconds.
She got offended, remember? Because people said she's on drugs.
Sorry.
And she goes, look,
People
guys,
made
I
fun
got
of
it
me,
drugged.
guys.
I get it
I'm
prescribed.
sorry. I'm sorry, OG.
So I guess her life was
What'd you
worth
say?
Like, people made fun of me, so I really don't care to make fun of her. You know what I mean?
Wait,
Like,
I didn't hear what you said. You
I
can make
know
fun
you
of who
did.
you want to.
Oh,
Don't
I said,
apologize
look,
to me
she
for-
was really into it because she had her glasses so she could see very well.
Oh man, look at
Yes,
that.
it
Actually,
is.
now that I look at that picture closer, doesn't she look like
Yeah.
that donkey, that talking horse? What's that talking? Mr. Ed. Doesn't she look like this?
I love
I thought you were
Mr.
talking about from
Ed.
Shrek. A horse is a horse, of course.
I used
of course,
to act
nobody
like
touches a horse, of
Mr.
course, unless,
Ed.
of course, a horse, is
Mama.
the famous
There it
Mr.
is.
Ed. That was good.
Remember,
That was good
Narcan
memory.
saves lives and it's medicine. Therefore, it's good for everybody to use care, not just, oh, screw the drug addict that tries it for a third time. No, don't give it to them.
All
Just
lives
give it to
matter.
us.
All lives matter.
Thank you.
They
I don't
do.
care
All
whoever
donkeys
you
matter.
are. Everything matters. All lives matter.
I think
I
they
don't
should.
care who
I don't
you
know
are.
how you say, like, you can't get it twice in a day. Like, you don't
I
know
would
who
say
that
that
is.
for
Like,
a
nowadays, it could be the CEO of a company. It could be a home. Like, you don't know.
I don't
You
know.
know?
I've never used it, but I've had it around in case of.
Well, no, she was just
running
saying
into
that, like,
people that
you
might
shouldn't get it twice in a day.
And
If
just
you-
No,
always
she,
you
no,
have-
she
know.
did. She did. She said
You
if,
can
so,
get
if
it-
somebody comes into the hospital overdosing and then you release them, then they go out and do it again. Don't give them an Narcan again. You
I
already
just
saved their
wanted
life
to know
once.
something on her
Are you
story.
serious?
Was, first of all, if her husband was in the hospital and he had cancer, he would have been on a different floor, not in the emergency department where they get the people that come in where they have different issues where they've overdosed and need that. So how would she know? Because it would not be the same doctor that would be looking at her husband if he was in that condition, if he was in ICU. I don't know what condition, but I'm just saying, you know, that how would, you know, and I heard those things, different things at different times, and I thought, man,
Well,
You-
I just
you
think
ain't
you
got
never
no
know
I just
someone's
think that, I just
story.
think the mentality of that you think that anybody should play God in that sense, that your life
Yeah.
is more valuable than an addict's life. It's called you should be living in, by the grace of God, there goes I, that I am not this and I'm not that. Not that their lives are less valuable. And
Yeah.
when she said that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to go put on some happy music, because I was like, is she seriously just telling people right now that their
Yeah.
life is worth? If you're an addict, like
Yeah.
you're worth nothing. You're like, the value of your life is nothing.
Yeah.
I was
I mean, you never know someone's story. You never know someone's
and you
story. So you have
know,
to always
you
give
know,
someone a chance.
I played a song, and it had Mad Child and Joey Oz.
Uh-huh.
And it said, you know, I know the addictions rot you out and it talks. He you know, it's kind of
horrible.
It's a good song, and it was for that reason, for addiction. You guys just will have to check it out. I don't know if you guys are into different music, but the words is what you'd listen to and know and connect with.
Send it to me, because I'll never remember that.
I will.
But
Addiction is hard.
I just think anytime you're getting into value, and you just can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Saying my life was more valuable than somebody else. I was just like, really? After the second time, no, you shouldn't give it to them.
Yeah.
So you're going to just go explain to the parents that you just decided that you just let that somebody's family member die because they already got sick.
Can't declaw cats.
You just go, that doesn't
Can't declaw cats. Just had to say that.
And here we go to the thing is, everybody can say we're all on drugs, but then when they're confronted on something.
Oh yeah, I am now. I smoke cannabis. Hey, no, but I am on drugs. I smoke cannabis.
You always smoke
I
cannabis. What are you
smoke
talking
weed
about?
too. You know that, Precious. Everybody knows
There's a difference
that.
between drugs and medication, and they like to make this. They like to say they're
Yeah.
the same thing, and that pisses me off. Prescription
Yeah,
medication is not the same thing
you
as
know,
drugs.
babe?
You have no choice when you have to take a prescription
Well,
medication.
and the thing is, if you're in pain management, you're not addicted. You're dependent. There's a difference. Like I'm in pain management, so I am dependent, but I'm not addicted. There's a difference.
And they put you in it because, and I'm gonna tell you this, I know all about it, they put you in it, it's because of your health.
Yeah.
My back's been blown since my 20s. They said I wasn't gonna walk. I went through that. I went through the shots. You probably went through this shit too. People have went through this shit. You know,
Right.
we have those problems, or we wouldn't be in pain management.
Right.
Because it's affecting our daily lives.
Here comes
Just because
Karen.
you're in pain management does not mean that you're a drug addict. And I don't even like to have that misconception because I care about
Karen's
everyone.
coming up, you guys.
they
Karen's
do it.
coming up, you
No.
guys.
No,
Oh, God.
like I said, I'm
Well,
not
we
there.
can
I'm
talk
not
like
there. Like I
adults.
said, I'm not there to judge the addicts. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You
you
can't
know,
say that.
like you got to go to the bottom line is happy people. They're living happy
gonna
lives.
pop.
Do not have any
I'm going to try to stay up
vices
here for a minute.
that they turn to give them happiness. I've never met people that have happy lives that are drug addicts or alcoholics or gamblers. You know what I'm saying? Because they're happy with
Yeah.
their life. They don't need any vices to distract them to escape from
Exactly.
whatever they want to escape from.
Nobody's gonna yell stars. Oh, my back is hurting now that everyone's talking about pain management. Now you're hurting my back sitting here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Hi,
jinx.
Karen. What's up?
Hi. First of all, Precious, I explained why I said what I said that day. My husband had just gotten to the hospital because they kept thinking it was his gallbladder for like 6 months because it was around COVID. And he kept losing weight and losing weight. So finally that day I said, listen, let's go to the hospital. Something's not right. So we went to the hospital.
I was there with you, Karen. I know I was there in the live streams when you went through all this, and that's when you found out that he
Oh,
had.
so it was in the emergency
Yes,
room?
because we
That's-
went
I
to
just
the
found
we
out
went
you
to
had
the
that. I
emergency.
didn't
We
know.
went to the emergency
Yes.
room. We were
Okay.
sitting in the emergency room.
Yeah, I was in the
So-
chat. Yep.
Yes. So, long story short, it was the kid's second time, and I had just
Short story long. If a doctor divulged that information to you,
No, what
you
had
could lose
happened
this
was I
job.
was standing
There are
outside.
strict
I
HIPAA
was-
laws.
Could I
They cannot
explain?
go and talk about different patients.
You
I
were
was
not
in
listening. I
nursing.
was standing out. I had just been told.
No, you said the doctor did.
No,
Told you.
no.
Or the nurse.
I just was standing outside. It's like glass doors to the emergency room. Usually there's curtains, but these have glass doors. The glass doors were open. I was standing outside that glass door because I had broken down and I needed to compose myself before I walked back in with my husband. Police officer was standing outside. I happen to know the police officer. Okay. And
He can't
Yes.
divulge that information
oh
either.
my, you're not
Let her
listening.
tell the story, Tony. It's okay.
Please
Just
let
her
me
tell.
talk to the story. This is very hard for me because I don't want to live this day again.
Well, let's not squabble about how she found the information then.
It's just that It was very obvious what was going on. There was a lot of commotion. You overhear things. The doors were open. It was there. And I happened to know the police officer, and it was being said because it was just very obvious. That's what happened. I'm not going to answer the chat on what they're asking me because it's volatile right now. It's very emotional for me right now. I'm coming up on here right now.
No, I do. I remember that, and it was a very difficult time. And I was there in the chat with you when you were on panel, whenever you had the chance to get on panel, when you were always at the hospital, everything. I remember you got the news that he had stage 4 terminal cancer, and he passed within 2 weeks, if that.
46 days from start to finish.
Yeah, I was
and
there.
The reason I showed the Narcan and my pain medicine is because Buddy was going around accusing me of being flagged and that I was shopping around.
I don't believe
and I said I will show proof that I am not shopping.
Well, you know that's just Buddy being Buddy. You can't do that nowadays.
I never even heard that going around, him saying they're going around.
You can't do that anymore. We know that.
I wouldn't believe it because I see the way you are, and it's
that is why I did that. I was just so tired of being blamed. I'm sorry. I'm just getting emotional because I'm coming up on my.
I'm sorry. The one
nobody thinks you would do that. I mean, you can't do that nowadays. So I don't. Other than Buddy razzing you, I don't think anyone believes that.
That moment, and I was trying to prove when you're on pain management, they give you the Narcan.
Yeah.
And I explained. I was angry at that moment when it was all going on because all I could wish for was that I wish he would have had the opportunity to fight.
I know. I'm sorry he didn't get that chance. It is almost coming on the 1-year anniversary.
So that's all I mean, so in that anger, it's like, I feel it's so unfair. People get to have that fight. And then there's cancer patients that don't get that fight. So it was out of anger.
I understand that.
I wouldn't want anybody to die, Precious.
I understand that.
I really don't. I don't want anybody to die. My worst enemy, I wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I get it. Just the way, people don't always know what's
I didn't know Buddy said that, and even if Buddy did, I've seen you around long enough to know that I don't
wish harm on anybody.
Or you abuse drugs. I don't think that. I don't believe that. Like, I can think and see for myself and know what,
What about the vindication for all of us that were accused of being drug addicts by different
We've all been accused.
That's what I said. There's this.
Yeah, we've all been accused.
I
think me a little bit more. Me a little bit more.
Zuntikan, you know what? I might have laughed because you're not walking in my shoes. You don't understand what I'm going through. And I don't wish anybody to go through. I don't know what Tony's going through. But everybody goes
to walk through our shoes. And we tried walking through your guys' shoes. I know I have.
Everybody grieves differently.
Everybody grieves differently.
For a spouse, it's a different bereavement that you're both going through a different form of bereavement.
Yeah, I can't imagine, what Tony goes through, and I don't want to imagine.
But you do, Karen. Now, see, honey, I gotta call you. OG, is it all right if I address Karen?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, go ahead.
As long as everyone's respectful, you say what you want.
Let me get a little more. Just simmer down a bit more in the chat.
You were there. No, I'm fine.
No, not you, Tony. I'm talking the chat. You speak. Oh, you're fine.
I can't see chat. Karen, you were there every day that I was bullied about me, my husband, my children, my grandchildren, the things that you guys said about me and did to me.
I didn't.
You guys had 5 girls up at their time picking fun of me and shit.
I personally didn't.
That would get up and speak for herself. Yeah.
I didn't. I would ask. I went to different chats asking everybody to stop.
Karen.
Yes,
Karen, you were trying, but you know.
I did. I went to Buddy's channel.
You were weak. You would tell me every fucking day
I did not dog
to
you.
bitch about Kim. Our
What?
vengeance, our people in the channel.
I asked everybody to please stop.
No. So when it was about my son, you were bitching about Kim and what was done to you and your husband. Like,
No,
come on.
Tony,
Okay, I'm gonna
there's a
stop.
lot of people that can say that. I always said what was done to your son and what had happened is a complete disgrace.
Guys, just go back and watch.
I'm telling you, I did always say that. I think Tara can even say that I even said it. I've asked everybody to please stop this nonsense.
I
It
can,
was
love
I can,
Tara,
I can
but
say,
I don't believe
I
you.
can say, whether you believe her or not, out of all of them, the only person I've seen to make attempts at a white flag with bodying everybody and trying to keep peace back and forth, the only one I've seen that do it, attempt it, has been Karen.
Yeah, but she
Don't you
still
want
knows
this?
what's going on. She still knows the shitty shit that's going on.
I'm just saying, though,
I
it's
can't.
in reaction a little bit, and she's doing
I
herself
can't
mercy.
control anybody but me.
Everybody got their new jobs. Me and Frank and Chris were gone. The new jobs went into effect, I guess. I don't know.
I can't control anybody but myself.
Honey, I'm not saying nothing wrong. I'm sure Queen OG put me in my place and other people will.
Just like, there's people that are doing things, and saying things right now in Queen OG's. She can't control what they're saying right now.
I know, but if someone said something over the top, if someone said, I'm going to go get someone's death, I would say that's not an appropriate thing to say. Let's please pipe that down.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot of things.
To be honest, I don't understand the inability to control your own channel. I don't understand how you cannot control your own channel. I mean, no, I cannot control what people say per se, but I can direct the way things go. I mean, if you look at my channel, I don't have problems with trolls. I don't have problems with people going awry. I don't have problems with people getting attacked. I don't understand why other places do. It's not that hard. I mean,
well,
maybe because they want it
I want
for
to
the drama.
Address everybody accusing with Roxy. He came back with her URL, and that's as far as it's going to go.
Karen
and
just
that's
came over to
me and
address
Roxy. And
the drug comment. That's all she came over to discuss. Was talk and discuss the drug comment, and she came up.
And that's all I'm going to discuss. Now everybody wants to go on it with the thing about.
I'm just saying, if you guys want to talk to her in the future, maybe we can.
I don't think her husband's actions over there.
Tony, but near her husband's 1-year anniversary of passing, I just don't think right now is the good time. But possibly in the future, if Karen would like to talk again or communicate again, maybe we can. But that's not the person that I am. But I'm not going to do that to somebody when I know they're going on, and I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I can feel
You don't want to kick someone when they're down.
Through my laptop, how much she's hurting right now. I can feel it in my chest how much she's hurting. I'm about to cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe that's a good time just to not be around you two, because I did hear last night you had a very different tone last night when you were in Jenna's, and and maybe that was you just lashing out because you're hurting inside, and that's understandable. That's completely understandable.
It was about a red flag, Roxy, and I did. Before I accuse, I do my research. Just like when people say, "Oh, I heard so and so," and I say, "Well, I don't."
I know, but you don't need to say it that way. There's an overtop way to say things,
and I go back and I check.
Well,
so I'm not going to apologize for something that came back
around things
on her.
Trigger you if it's a bad time.
Yeah. So, and they're all asking me. So I'm just letting someone know I did the research and it came back, and that's all I'm going to leave it at. So I'm not going to apologize and have this should be between Roxy and I, not everybody else.
Well, I mean, I agree with that, but I don't think maybe it's so much the apology for what you said. It's maybe how you said it. That's all.
Yeah, maybe it was wrong the way I said it. Okay, but I know.
I mean, I haven't seen the research, so I don't know here or there, right or wrong, but I did hear the tone.
Because there's a lot of Karen skeletons, Karen's knocking, Karen's
Yeah, but
ready.
you can't pin that on you know
No,
every
no, I'm
situation.
just
And,
saying.
and
So
maybe that's the
I'm
problem.
talking
all
Everything builds
about
and
you.
builds
my
and
You're
builds.
being a
frustration.
Then it
Heidi
builds
right
onto someone
now.
who's done nothing. You
Yeah,
know what
I'm
I
just
mean?
saying
That,
my frustrations because it's Karen everything. Karen this, Karen, Karen
No,
whatever, Karen this,
well, I get that too.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
geez,
get it.
bully.
It's
we all
frustration.
get it.
Hmm.
So why are we allowed to hurt for it and not stand up for it?
So
We've
We are.
played this game for like over a year.
I get it.
I don't know how long I've been in
I
it.
have not been
I'm
playing
pretty
any
new.
game with anyone at any point in time. This is real life. It's always been real life.
I mean, I don't
And
think
it's
you ever
always
hear
been
me
real
going
life for
crazy
me.
on someone. When's the last time I went real life and went crazy and yelled at someone? I don't do that.
I don't know. Longest time since you did a butthurt video.
I don't do people.
And
I
that's
mean,
not
the last
crazy.
one was Heidi.
That's what made me like this girl, was me going back, eventually going, let me see what she had to say about myself. And then I went to watch it and I went, oh my God, I sounded like an idiot there, didn't I? Holy shit, I really
Yeah,
did, didn't
it
I?
was like,
And I was
this
just
is a
like,
safe, this is a
okay,
safe zone or
it's
something.
really funny. And okay, I did sound like
Yeah.
an idiot there. And then I
And
started
if you had come to me and said that really hurts my feelings, I would have taken it down. But it was meant to be like, yeah, you went a little over the top when you were on panel, when you were, Ronnie.
Didn't I put laughing emoji? I put laughing comments. I remember I put laughing comments because there's nothing more I could do but just laugh and go, well, girl, that was you. You looked like an idiot that time. And
well, I think people in the chat
learn from that mistake.
Exactly. I think people in the chat are saying like, let's finish it. So is there a way to prove whether this is true or not? I mean, I'm asking on both sides. Is there a way to prove if this is true or not and just end it right now? Can we do that?
I'd rather not continue doing it. I'm upset right now because I just.
Well, then that's not fair to everybody, though.
Not everybody.
I don't have to prove it to everybody. I don't have to.
Well, I mean, you came in here to it, so then that's not fair. You get to come and then you just like.
I came originally what I came in here for.
Good question.
I came in to address the Narcan thing.
I
That's what I originally.
I do apologize for that picture. I will not show that picture again and use that, as that was not the situation under the circumstances that, I would never do that. I would never take your husband's passing and his tragedy in any way, shape, or form and take it funny. And
because that's what I originally came in here.
So I will not do that. Show that photo again, as that's not appropriate. So I didn't realize that's what it was connected to.
Well, and what I was going to say is, why don't you guys show proof that it's not? And Karen doesn't have to be part of it, but we'll just put it out there that it's not true. And then, everybody can hear it. We can be done with it. Like, if you don't want to be part of it, that's fine. But can we show proof that it's not true? Or is this a thing that you can't prove a negative?
What's not true? I don't know. I'm lost.
I don't know. It's something about a URL not being someone.
Nikita, I wasn't trying to be cool and lied out of her ass. Nikita, really? Terrifying.
Well,
if Tara wants to say it's not Roxy.
Well, I think the frustration is, if it's really a URL, it should be pretty easy to prove how it tracks back, right?
But
it should be
right
like
now,
a 5-minute thing.
I'm really upset, and I don't know if you don't realize I'm not upset right this second.
No, I do realize that, but you also realize that it's not something that's going to take an hour, and people are going to say that you can't take that 5 minutes because you don't have anything. That's what people are going to say. I'm just telling you flat out. That's just the real world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are going to say you couldn't take 5 minutes, then it's not true.
Well,
Just
I have to go research it again because I should have took a snapshot of it. So
okay. All right. Well, then I think then that maybe we should just say that it's, until you show proof, let's just say that it's not her, because that's not fair. Until proof has been shown to everyone, I don't like, and that's with everything. Until someone has proof, let's not say things as if they're unequivocally correct.
But we don't. We don't. That's just
let's not say it's true.
Yeah, we never do that.
Unless there's proof that I'm handing things out. Let's not say that there's,
we don't make
no proof that it's not
we
true.
don't make up narratives. We don't make up stories. We don't come up with stuff. There's enough in the world. We don't need to make up more. It's crazy.
Exactly.
I'll just say it came back to hers. I should have took a snapshot, but I didn't.
Well, imagine how much different YouTube would be if people didn't say people did things until they showed proof that they did them. Imagine how much nicer of a place it would be.
Oh, that would be great, especially all the things that people say about me too.
Maybe listen to
with the narrative
John Lennon song. Imagine all the people.
Yeah.
You for a minute.
It would be.
I think chat's saying that you said you had screenshots and now you say you don't. So I think
I
we
didn't
should
say.
just
I
that it's
didn't
not-
say. I said I had proof, meaning with my own eyes. I didn't say. Did I say screenshots? Did I say I had receipts? No. I said
You're
I
saying
had
you did.
proof, meaning with my own eyes. Brits, no, I did
Okay.
not. I said I had proof, meaning with my own two eyes. I didn't say I have screenshots or receipts. You did not hear me say that.
Okay. Well, then
He said
I
I
think we
had
should
proof.
just, to be fair, let's just not keep saying that it is Roxy until there is proof shown. Like proof, like proof. Like when someone says proof, I would think that that meant proof that other people would see. So I get where they would think that. Like if someone said they have proof, I would assume that it was something I could see as well.
Right now, I'm not going to apologize. Not when I seen something with my own two eyes. But
okay, well, that's fine for you to think it, but I think to put it out there if you can't prove it to other people is not very kind.
And I don't feel that I have to answer to everybody. The only person I have to talk to is Roxy right now. I don't have to
that's
talk
fine,
to
but you just need to
Nikita
realize
and
that people are
Pooh
going to
and
think badly of you for
Cunt
that,
and all
whether
them
it's
others.
right or wrong.
Yeah, I don't
That's
have
just
to
how
answer
it
to
goes.
anybody else.
You don't, but I'm just letting you know what people will think then. Just letting you know honestly. People are going to think you're an asshole for it then. That's just
That's
how it goes.
fine. Right now, they're all running
That's
with
Okay.
I beat my grandchildren and everything else. They're running with that narrative.
We've
and
all had
everything
stuff
else.
said about us.
That's horrible.
YouTube's a tough place.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
People shouldn't say. And people are saying horrible shit all the time. But again, you got to have some faith that if you know that you're not.
I know it's that
this
true.
stuff,
Why
don't
is
worry
it all
about
about
I know it.
me,
It's that.
Karen?
I know it's
And
that
you're
true.
saying we're
That's it.
saying
I'm
it's
just
all about
saying,
me.
and they're running with it, and they think it's funny, but they're not hurting me. They're hurting little people.
Well, those people aren't, I assume, aren't on YouTube, so I assume they wouldn't be hurt,
You don't know that,
right?
You don't know that.
Well, they shouldn't be if they're
Well,
under
they
13.
shouldn't be.
No,
Yeah, that's why they
no,
created
but-
YouTube Kids
But you
because
forget
minors
that
not allowed
kids
on
have.
this.
You forget kids have cell phones, and you can only control that for so
Well,
much.
then that's a
Yeah,
parenting
but
problem,
no,
not
but
a.
Karen, what I'm
No,
saying
not
is-
necessarily.
Karen, what I'm saying is they created back in 2019 kids YouTube for a reason, because too many minors were going into chat and being exposed to adult content, and YouTube was getting slammed. So they created YouTube Kids. So everybody that's 16 and under minors, they're on the YouTube Kids channel. If they're out here on this platform and they're a minor and they're in your chat
There's
and
replays.
your content is 18 plus,
They're
you have
replays.
to have them either removed, you have to tell them to leave, or you can get in trouble.
There's
What
replays.
if someone had a mod and it was a child
You can't.
and they knew
There's
it?
replays.
Minors are not
Precious.
allowed to be on the. Okay, they're allowed. Listen, they're allowed to be on here, but they're not allowed to be in channels or live streams where the content is for adult 18 plus and over. That's
But you
why
got to remember,
set
Precious.
your live
There's
streams.
replays. There's replays.
I know, but that's like, I mean,
Yes, and what I'm saying is if you look in the description, you will see that when you put the content for not made for children, YouTube automatically puts under the title in blue lettering, not adult content, not made for children. So if the child still chooses to see it and it F's them over, the kid and the family can't turn around and sue YouTube or whatever. That's the place they put in. So you guys keep thinking what you're doing is right, but it's actually wrong. You're not supposed to. If you know there's a known minor in your chat and your content,
Betty Boop, it was being done in Buddy's chat.
You're
All
not
these
supposed
people were
to.
saying it. Now,
okay, but if
let's
I, as a
remember-
parent,
but wait one
as
second.
a parent,
OG,
it's my responsibility to
OG,
make sure my
you
child
remem-
doesn't
yes,
go to
you
places
remember
like that.
when
And-
you were younger of all the things that we done behind our parents' back that our parents didn't
Well,
know?
Yes, but
Because you can
now
only
it's much
watch your
easier to
children's-
control that as a parent because it's on a device that you can lock.
I never did
It's
anything
much
behind your
easier.
back.
When we
Mine's
did
too
that, we
stupid.
went outside of the house and went awry. Now there's a device that you can get into. Like I can access my child's anything, anytime, anywhere, and there are locks on it. If you're not doing that, you're not doing what you should. So that should be taken care of, that they shouldn't be able to see those things.
Mhm.
No, but I'm saying that
I
was a
mean-
safety feature. That's why they created YouTube Kids, because that's what happened. Is
Yeah.
they were getting a lot of lawsuits from parents and stuff. They're saying, well, my kid went into this live chat and they saw porn bomb and blah, blah, blah. So they were like, all right, if you're going to do adult content, you set your channel for that, so that it's like, it's like the surgical warning on the smoker's pack. It was a way for them to protect their butts and the creator's butt so that nothing comes back and bites them. And that's why you'll see
Okay,
people.
Carrie has a message that she wants read. She just
Who?
said she gave Roxy red flag, Roxy, months ago because I was warning Pippi that Roxy was a red flag. It was nothing about Karen, I promise.
Okay.
So. And
Well,
if there's
for right
anything
now,
else,
Roxy, for right now, to let this go because I'm so upset, I will apologize for right now, and I will double check it again. Okay, is that fair?
okay. And so can we say until then, let's just not accuse Roxy and just stop talking about it?
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
accuse
Well,
him.
let's do that.
Okay.
Until there is proof, let's not keep this out in the universe, please.
No.
And Toxified, please don't say things like that to my panel guests. That's a little over the top. Thank you.
I missed it. Sorry.
It's okay. No, I
Now,
mean,
Georgia,
you
now
know.
that wasn't very nice. Karen is a true Karen and has been. I just said that's not an apology. I don't know what more an apology I could have just said.
Well, you flat out said I'm not going to apologize.
I
think
just
She
said.
just said it, actually.
I just said it.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
Precious,
I'm
did
sorry.
you hear me say that?
Now I will apologize. If to make every she actually did, but I'll stay quiet. She said, yeah.
Okay, if you just did, I'm sorry. I didn't just hear that. So, all right. I don't think we're going anywhere with this. So I think maybe we should just stop talking about it.
I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm not talking at all.
I don't either. I really, I mean,
I don't know
heard
nothing.
something last night, but that's when I stopped
don't think
watching
you
Jenna's.
guys
There
know
was
what a
something
true
about a
Karen
URL. I don't
is.
really know.
Karen, please check
think-
your front porch. I hope you have a good birthday week.
Who said that? Wait, who said that? Hold on. Who said that? Who said that?
Yeah, I mean, Eliza brought up a good point that Heidi accused the circle jerks with no proof. I mean, there are a lot of accusations that come out of that arena with no proof, and I can attest to that because I get it all the time, and there's no proof because there never is any proof because it's not true. So, I mean, I think maybe you're getting a little bit of the bad neighbor policy going on. I mean,
Oh, Tony wants the link. Sorry. I just
Oh, sorry.
got the chat real quick. She said she fell down and okay.
She did. Silly girl. Silly girl.
Oh, you got to put your seatbelt on.
Okay, well, I'm going to get off now. I just wanted to explain that.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can table the Roxy thing until someone can, maybe you can talk with, maybe let's stop talking about it and maybe you can show Roxy some proof when you have it. And until then, it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Not even topic of discussion.
Okay. Well, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for allowing me to come up.
You too.
No problem, Karen.
Sure.
Okay. You take care.
All right.
Okay. Well, I think that was better than nothing.
Look at that. 2 queens on the
Eternal
panel.
optimist.
Yay! Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I mean, oh yeah, last time, yeah, then I got trashed on panel. So wait. Oh, there you
Sorry,
are.
my phone went dead. I was like, what the hell? No one's talking.
I was wondering where you were. Well, I mean, I
3
hope
minutes
that
later.
doesn't happen again. Because last time she came up to say something and then went onto purples and was not kind. So I hope that doesn't happen again. But I mean, yeah, that cleared up absolutely nothing. But hopefully maybe we can stop being talked about. Maybe.
So,
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hope you guys feel better at least getting to say something. And hopefully we put it out there that there is no proof. I mean, what I consider proof, when someone says they have proof, that means you can show proof. So now you guys know
that word
no
evidence.
proof.
It should start being called evidence.
Yeah, there is no
and I
proof.
have all that
So-
evidence, but I don't want to bring all that shit out. I ain't got time for that. That's not
Yeah,
what
it's
this
like,
is
just let it
about.
go.
Mm.
That's something that falls under the let it go category. If you fight, if I fought about every little thing,
Yeah.
After everything we've all been through and a new year at that, come on, we don't want to keep no more months going on. We just want to do our own things.
Yeah. I mean, I do get the, like, it's a bad place, but, you know, but still, at the same token, it's not like this behavior just started now that it's a bad time, you know? It's been
I
going on for a
know.
long
You
time.
believe it? Next month will be Purple's 1-year anniversary of being a hate you.
Repetitive behavior. We've got to
I thought she's been on
acknowledge
for 2
that.
years, because she was already on when I came on for like a
No,
while.
she started doing like game nights like last February, and like wasn't even a month into game night, and then she flipped into
Why
went
did you
after.
say
I forgot who was
2
the
years?
first person she went after, but no, that was last spring. Nope. Because what brought me out here was Summer Wells. I met all of you with the Summer Wells community. That was August 2021.
See, I came in March, so.
Yeah, I came. No,
I came in July.
Yeah, I came
into
in
the Summer Wells case.
summer 2021.
And left all that because it was too much, man.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When she started her channel, it was fun. She did game nights. It was fun.
I used to watch in the background in like the beginning.
Exactly.
Like, and then all once she started talking about this tabby person.
Exactly. And then I don't know what happened. She just didn't like, I can't remember who it was. I saw many people she's effing gone through, literally. And then it was one, and then she just never stopped. When she realized she got more attention talking shit, she just kept going with it. And it was like, holy shit. But yeah,
I remember because I was like, you know, roasting people. So I was looking for little things and little behaviors I could roast. And I would always like listen kind of, but I was like, oh, that's too like mean. Like you can't even roast that stuff. That's just outright mean.
Yeah.
That's not even fun.
Yeah. But that's
Lenny,
what
you have been through hell.
And that's how you introduced yourself to me.
Yeah.
And I thought it was.
You thought I was Bullhorn Betty. I remember the first email, you're like, are you Bullhorn Betty? And I was like, no, I'm not really Bullhorn Betty. Like, I'm far from. But because that's when I was Bullhorn Betty TM, because I started from the crude AF thing.
Oh, that's right.
Something going on with that.
Yes, you had this really long name. Butthurt with Bull. You had like Butthurt with Bullhorn Betty.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Butthurt, formerly Bullhorn Betty TM.
That was it.
Yeah. That's how much I know about you two. Okay. I'm stupid on that.
It was just say no to Butthurt, formerly Bullhorn Betty T. Yeah, it was really long. And then I was just say no to Butthurt, but that wasn't really attractive.
Yeah. I like that one.
But I noticed people say Butthurt and roast a lot more in the past year. Oh, somebody's live.
Oh, they have.
What do you think's going to happen there?
I want to make me some of them
in a while, and there's
fancy dancy trophies, guys. I'm going to make my own fancy dancy trophy. Some that are more enticing, more feminescent.
Oh yeah, who asked? What do you think the content will be tonight?
Essence of ass. Ooh.
I'm going to say she's going to talk about the latest movies that are coming out this spring.
Let me be that. A new television show, your favorite color, a new recipe you tried. I mean, fuck, it could be anything, man. Just
Harper was just told via text that Karen got it real bad.
Karen got it bad. I'm sorry. Have you ever seen? Would you like me to start dropping more clips of what Purple sounds like when she's talking to people?
Guys, they tried to put silent today.
Wait. Would anybody say that Karen just got it real bad here? It was nice as anybody.
Nobody screamed. Nobody called her names. Nobody threatened to kick her off a panel or kicked her off a freaking.
How many people would have been that nice? How many people in my position would have been that nice?
They were all going through stuff. She's not the only one.
Look,
I think she wasn't getting that part of what I thought I was trying to convey was.
Hate channels are gonna hate, girl. You know that. Hate channels are gonna hate, and you just keep flicking them off like I do. Just flick them off, girl.
I was incredibly kind, incredibly kind.
You were. Like I said, nobody screamed. Nobody called her names. Nobody screamed at her. Nobody threatened to drop her backstage. Nobody kicked her off the panel. Everything that happens in Perps and more. Like, are you shitting me?
You know why they're mad?
Day people.
Because that was an example of how to handle a chat. And how to handle a live stream.
It's called being mature and responsible and
Well,
normal
you showed a
and
knife
grown up.
toxified. You can't show a knife. You can't do that.
Gee,
I only clicked on one of the
well,
messages that got hidden. I saw a little knife hidden.
talk
I
about
was
the
like, oh,
lovely
fuck,
15, because I'm
I-
still a little bit traumatized. I'll be traumatized for the rest of my life that I saw that on freaking YouTube. I almost thought I was gonna
I
see
didn't
it.
see that. Is
Oh,
that the
that was
one
horrible.
from
I saw it,
Susan?
man. It's horrible. No, she did
From
it on
Susan?
Buddies. No, she did it on Buddies
Oh.
panel.
Okay,
Oh
Wait,
my
there's
oh,
something
you're talking about
that
Lovely.
It happened
woman.
so fast you couldn't even turn it off. It was just like
Um,
turned on that camera. The
I-
knife was already there, and it was just
I-
like and it just screamed because I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna see this. It was just
I
Her
had it
voice,
videotaped, and I
Queen
had
OG.
it. I had it. What?
Her voice, I'm just gonna let you know, that voice goes right through me.
Oh yeah.
And the reason is there's something very in the way things I went through and it's just really that voice very distinctive with me.
It is.
Mhm.
And it probably gives you probably have like flashbacks from. I mean, it is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a very like.
I know Susan does. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus. That woman.
But
like I
yes,
said, that's not
who said we simply asked for some proof, and she was about I mean, I mean I tried to say when somebody asks you for proof and it's only going to take a few minutes and like you do the whole like I can't right now, but then there was no proof, so I don't know. So let me, because I don't even really get it. So it's something about the user who now has the username Roxy whatever goes back to a URL that used to be another account, right? Is that what it's supposed to be?
I have no idea.
I mean,
'Cause
'cause I didn't
wasn't
really
there for any
like.
of it. Don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
there's no
know
way to
nothing
prove it
about
now.
that.
No.
I don't know nothing
I'm
about that.
I don't either. I'm gonna see what's going on.
I sleep at
Well,
nighttime or try to.
nighttime is when the crazy people
And we're
come
very
out. I'm gonna
grateful
see
that
what's
you're
going
usually
on.
that you're passed out at nighttime, because that's when it usually gets really cray freaking out here.
Yeah, I don't like when people start crying on, because then you're trying to play me for my sympathies, I think. Okay, hold on. I'm not subbed, so I have to go find it. That's annoying. I should just sub, but I just won't. I just refuse to. Okay, let's see what's going on. I thought I heard your voice, Tony.
Oh no.
Okay, you guys. Okay, so Karen,
Hold
we're
on
just
now.
making sure it's not like last time. All right. Well, someone came in and said that Harper got a text saying that we were incredibly mean and horrible to you, which is like the farthest thing. So I just want to make sure that there's not some narrative going out that we were horrible to you, because I think we were incredibly nice. Yes, I think I was incredibly nice, but just making sure, because the last time you came on my panel, then you went over there and said I said something that I totally didn't say. So
And if I wasn't, don't put this on Queen OG.
no, you
if
were
I
fine.
wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody was fine. Everyone was fine. So someone wanted, where's Carrie's message? Someone may put Carrie's message. Where's Carrie's message? Carrie. Carrie wanted her message read again, and I'm trying to find it to put it on the screen. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, well, as long as, because someone said that Harper said she got a text that said we were incredibly mean to you. That's the stuff I don't like. Okay, good. I just don't want people saying, because everyone here was really nice. I don't want people calling out my chat. My chat was very kind. I want people saying my chat was something they weren't. So I take offense to that. Carrie, I don't see a message if you want a message read. How we weren't going to talk about this? Why are we still talking about this? Yes, we were very nice, so.
That's
What are we
where
doing right
things
now?
get mixed up.
Oh.
And it's like you've got to show it because you've got to settle it then. Like, no, let's not get it mixed up.
Yeah.
And then
I
it's
just don't want.
handled.
Again, the evidence is right there. They can go rewind and go play it and see it for themselves. That we were not mean, we were.
Well, I don't. Who said it? Well, just on. Where did you hear that? When does Tony always said? Yeah, someone actually did get timed out, Karen. Someone actually did get timed out. So
yeah, they doc. Yeah, docs. Yeah, because she went
did you
too
guys
far.
file for divorce?
Yeah, because she went a little too severe.
Karen, someone Oh.
What
Do we know
is
who
it? I
texted
just
Harper?
heard
Did Harper
something.
just say she got texted something?
Did someone bring up something about my marriage?
I don't know.
That
I
there
don't know
was a
what
divorce?
I don't know, something about you filed but didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, we
I don't
split
know.
up for 19 days after 29 years of marriage. And
Someone got
I went
mad.
to go get a restraining order. He thought I was getting a divorce, so he filed the second time I did to jump up on his ass. But hey,
How old
and
were
we
you guys?
fucked up because we had to end up. He had his dumbass had to end up paying the
how old were you?
$5,000 to stop the divorces.
How old were you?
Young, like young.
That's it. You were young. You were young, and you both got.
We got
butthurt.
together at 15.
I'm gonna file. That's what you
See,
did.
I'm completely fucking honest. I ain't a fake bitch.
There you go. There you go.
Come on.
Harper got a message.
Harper
so did
gets
Harper?
all kinds of
Did Harper
messages.
say that? Did Harper say that?
Say what?
Oh, Purple's now saying what? Oh my God! Purple is saying that Purple's saying you're divorced. What? Like,
I'm not
okay, here's the deal.
divorced.
Why is that even being talked about? Like, why does
I
she need
know.
to talk about it?
Jessica,
I know.
Jessica,
Okay.
stop talking about other people's fucking lives, Jessica.
Get
Did people
some
see the
content
email
of
she
your own.
wrote us? Or
Go
the
get some
text she wrote
content,
us?
honey.
Did she forget what she said today? Or oh no, that was Heidi's agreement that you made, that if you don't talk about Heidi, you won't talk about her.
But I never
it's-
said
Well,
I
we know
couldn't do
Harper's a
that.
liar
Anyways.
for that. So now we have Harper saying we were mean and Purple saying you're divorced. So that's 2 lies in what, the first 5 minutes of being on?
Give another 2 minutes, you're gonna have a tail.
Shit. I'm gonna have sprouted 2 more fake boobs. I'm gonna have 2 more fake boobs.
She can't stop lying, Lenny, because when you're a pathological.
Well, I'm a mobster and I have that mob mentality, and I'm like 5 seconds away from getting my Tommy gun. Oh my God, that's not a threat.
Oh, okay. I hate to tell you, but her live tonight is about how she got your
obviously
divorce
there's no such
papers.
thing as Tommy guns anymore.
What, babe?
For a museum.
Oh, it was cheaper to keep me than to divorce me, guys.
Well, God bless.
I had
what does that tell you, girl?
maintenance
What does that
pay.
tell you, girl?
We don't have alimony.
Get the money and run, girl. Get
We
that
don't have
paper, get that
alimony
money and run.
in Indiana. He had to pay maintenance pay.
What's that? Divorce is very expensive. I got divorced the first time, and it like ruined you financially.
But we're
like,
not divorced,
not
you know.
a good thing to do.
And I was lucky where with me, even though it was painful, like it was mutual. So it was like 50-50 mutual everything that we just had to pay the filing fees, and it came in like 2 months.
See, you're going to get me at 100. I'm going to tell you the damn truth. I'm not going to lie about something, even though I don't need to speak upon that.
No.
Why are
Someone's
they saying
going to say that, I'm going to tell, yeah.
You're like me, girl. Either I'm going to tell the truth, either if I want to tell, if somebody asks something, I'm either going to tell you the truth or say it's none of your fucking business, but I'm not going to make up a fucking lie because I can't stand liars. That's my biggest pet peeve. My Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Now, see, then people get mad because I picked apart people in her life. That's what it was. See, and we're going back to picking mine. And I told her, you do this investigation picking on mine, you'll get it back.
Absolutely.
We never went through with the shit. And I don't, I can show it to the people that need to see it.
You don't have to. You were in your 20s and you.
But I'm not going to. It's crazy. Jackie says it's crazy.
Does she? But again, it just shows.
You know what I would show him?
As a person.
There's your divorce papers.
Yeah, exactly. That just shows their character. It's their character.
Should we now?
You ever heard of None of Your Fucking Business?
This just needs to all get out, guys. Everybody in this community needs to be aware of this stuff. I would not be speaking so hard for all of this, guys. And I don't care if my channel goes anywhere, because everybody else cannot be silent.
Well, Unseen better be careful because she's got 3 videos with my content in it.
I did say I just send stuff on to Circle Jerks. I talked to Unseen today. Who are you on the phone with? Okay.
Apparently, Unseen is over there having your divorce papers. What? Where did she get these?
And she digged it up.
I know. And where do you think she got it from, probably?
She got mad today, OG, because I called her out on some things where she was talking shit. She kept sending Jackie emails like a crazy psychotic lunatic about Circle Jerks, pictures of her and her husband. Do we look like we're happily married? About Purple. Yes. Jackie's got to take time to send them on the Circle Jerks. We've just been through a lot of shit, guys. So I haven't had time. Yeah, that Unseen woman.
I'm sick of hearing that comment. It's public records, so it's fair game. It's public records. Doesn't matter. You got no morals and that's indecency. You heard of people's privacy? It's
Bring it, Unseen. I then told you.
You know what?
You didn't have much to say to me today, honey. Back it up, rewind it,
she's calling
replay
me
it.
an ogre. I 3 strikes, she's out anytime I want to. 3
Your
strikes,
free
she's
will
out.
ends where mine
She got a promotion. She was nothing. She got a promotion. See, I told you about the promotions. She's the dirt digger now.
So wait,
she's got streaks in her underwear.
Well, Heidi's the
I
financer.
bet that they're saying that it's okay to get that because I said I was going to get the whatever police record because it's public record. So she's probably saying it's okay to get that. But I'm saying it because I was accused.
Thank you.
And I was told I was in the thing.
Thank you. We have a friend of ours that's being accused of doing something we know they did not do. So we're going to get the record to prove that there was no threatening phone call. You liar, you made that all up.
I'm accused of being part of it. So I'm allowed to go get that.
And Tony was as well. And Tony
I was going to call Monday today.
And
I was going to call today, give up my computer and my phone. I stated this yesterday. After I got accused because I made a statement. I wasn't going to come on, but I made a statement because they said that I said I did it.
Oh.
Then I heard Frank, Chris, different other people. We're not going to take that because we would never do that crap and don't.
No, she's trying to bait you guys. Screw that. Somebody needs some content. Somebody needs some content.
But she always has content because as long as she just keeps hating, that's her content. Just hating.
God, I hate it. I don't like it. Like I told him, I don't want to be Marsha. I don't want to be Marsha.
Oh my God.
But they do.
Did you not see her today when she was freaking out and screaming, going crazy? And then she was like, yeah, you know what? I got to go. It's Monkey Monday. Let me go and end this and then go start Monkey Monday. And I thought, you know what? Like I said, and I'll say it for the rest of my life, she's no child advocate. She's nothing. She's horrible. Okay?
She's not going to take the bait. Don't worry.
And then Jenna.
Oh, Jenna,
you came up there lying today. They brought her up there to me and her used to. Yeah, my soul sister, or no, it's Savage sister. She said, well, we're not Savage anymore. I said, I know. Well, I don't even remember why I said, but you guys can go back and watch. And then when Purple put the tinfoil,
I didn't watch anything today.
When Purple put the damn tinfoil on her head, I thought, fuck this, I'm going to go get my mafiosa mobster mentality, my fendora.
Yeah, but
I put it on and she had sunglasses on. And I'm like, okay, I'll do the childish shit. Went and got my damn sunglasses, set the fuck down. Like, I'll play the little childish shit, you know. Hey,
yeah, but you put on a nice fedora. That's a pretty hat. I'm not putting fucking.
Well, I know that's actually
just a
$80 freaking hat.
That's a good hat,
and I got it at a yard sale.
My last live, I
9
had
what?
sunglasses and I thought my monitor was breaking because I put the sunglasses on and then I was like, oh my God, my monitor's going out. It's turning black. I can't see it.
Oh,
And I
Yeah.
took my sunglasses off and I was like, I didn't realize it was because I didn't realize that. That's a blonde moment, by the way. That's a blonde moment. No, Tony doesn't care about what stupid has to say. Like, is stupid. So nobody's going over there. Somebody needs to get some real content. Just
exactly.
It's irrelevant. I came over and I've had a good time over here.
Some content because she never had content. Again, she started as a gay
No,
chick,
she's
and
trying.
then
She's
she
trying to
became
get
a-
some content. Because I'm not going
I
over
went
there.
to
and you're not
Susan's
going
the
over
other
there.
night. It's like everywhere I go, I can't go nowhere because then those people are trashed and harassed. And I told close girls I talk to, Kim I talk to a lot, and because I don't want to bug Tammy, and talk to her on stupid shit.
Karen says no one's talking about. Okay, so which is it? So it can't be both. So I got everyone here saying one thing, and then Karen comes over here and says something completely different. So which is it? Like, which is it? I mean,
It sounds like she comes over here saying something, playing the victim, and then goes over there and acts like a hard ass. I don't know. I could be
I
wrong.
don't know. All I see is everyone in chat saying one thing, and then Karen comes over and says, I just asked Purple. She's not talking. Well, of course, if you ask Purple, I know you said everyone's nice to you. It's fine. But why is everyone else in chat saying that Purple's talking about Tony? I mean, and why am I talking about this? This is like, what am I, 5? What am I, 5 right now? Did you talk about my friend?
I
No, you
came
didn't
to
talk
just
about my friend.
enjoy your show and to support you because I heard that somebody did a live about you last night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was more comical than
And
anything.
I know, but I just came over for that reason. I didn't come over
thank
here for
Really?
people
I
to
think
start
it's
in
more
on
embarrassing
Queen
than
OG.
anything. You should be embarrassed. How are these people
Well,
embarrassed
I
that they
mean-
do that? I mean, Jesus.
I'm used to the, I take it
Or
as
her
funny.
chat.
I mean, if I got mad at that kind of stuff, I mean, my God. I mean, Eliza made a great little meme. She got more mad about Eliza's meme than anything. That really because she was going on her thing like, oh, I'm going to call her out. I'm going to call her out. She never did. And then someone sent her that, and then she flipped her lid and just, it all went to hell in a handbasket after that. So Eliza, you're in trouble. It's you, not me. You're the one in trouble. You're like, who made that? And suddenly it was all. And then she got all flustered and then started talking about the Karen thing and just went downhill from there. It just went downhill. She won't even replay her own live. So I don't I don't understand. We're all adults, right? So we have some brains, right? So how is everyone in here saying Purple is saying something and then Karen said she asked her and she's not, so she's not? I mean, I don't understand.
I don't know because I'm not watching it or listening to it.
I know.
I'm not either, but I mean, if it is, then it don't take even common sense. It don't.
I'm sure she's talking about you.
See, this is why I don't like, I've told people, listen, I know if you guys got to stay away. I understand if people got to make choose different things. This is YouTube. I understand. I care more about those people, and I'll say I understand. But this is what I'm sick of. I'm sick of going after people wherever I'm at. And then they attack that person and their panel and their channel, and it disrupts it, and that's not cool. Because then it makes me feel like not to come into channels and panels just so people won't be, gone at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I would say is I don't think if I thought you were going to ruin my thing, I wouldn't let you up here. You know what I mean? I think if people really thought that, they wouldn't let you up in the first place.
I appreciate
So if someone lets you up, obviously they think it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I
Because I
said
thought
I
you
was
were
going to do
trouble.
more talking on the channels, and I was still going to do my thing. But, you know, this is a chess game, and I've held it in too long as a mother, as a wife, as our life that's all about our kids and our grandkids. You know, yeah, this is moving forward. And I want that for everybody, where they don't have to fear that their child or something that was this and that's going to be blasted out all over.
Yeah.
There's some people that are on here, they have good channels, they have it going for themselves, and you're targets in certain areas. If you have a personality, you're a target.
Yep. Yep.
If you can carry a tune longer than 5 minutes, you're a target.
Damn it. That's the one thing I wish I could do. Yeah. I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing, like really sing, like ah. It's one thing. If I could have one thing that I don't, I would like sing well. Like I can't sing.
I sound
I
like
can-
shit, but I still do it because it brings me
You
joy.
do. You are tone deaf as a
It makes you
motherfucker.
feel good
You
and
are
happy.
tone deaf, but you rock it. I'm tone deaf too, but I will rock it.
That's right.
I
You
feel it.
gotta like embrace
Yeah.
someone who's tone deaf, but will still get like I'm like you. Like when I heard you singing the first time, I'm like, there's another me. Because I'll do this. Put an 80s song on. I know every word, and I'm gonna sing it, and I'm
That's
tone
me
deaf.
too.
I don't care.
And people would make fun of my voice. Well, I have hypothyroidism and I have like a nut, but I also have a bent and twisted esophagus and a eroded esophagus. So my voice has changed. So I would like to, I used to be able to sing. I grew up singing.
And I
My
guess I
mom
just
sung
suck because I've
God.
always sounded this way.
Yeah.
I've always sounded this way. Yeah, I can't sing at all. I'm horrible.
I used to sing. I used to be able to sing, and then
Oh, yeah.
it got the best of me. I was in the school choir. I was in the church choir. I
was in choir when I was young too.
loved singing. I loved it.
Isn't that awesome?
For me, it was free vocal classes. That's how I looked at it. Free vocal classes. So yeah, totally got on the church.
I had to practice really hard for that 12 days when I did the 12 day. Like I practiced that. And
I was so proud of you to do that. I was so proud. Really.
I actually wasn't tone deaf.
That was effing amazing.
I had to like really work hard at like my voice. Like
it was awesome. I loved it.
Well, do you guys want to know what I really did? Okay. I watched all kinds of damn movies. I would get in front of the mirror. I would act out women and men, facial expressions, study them, and act it out in the mirror.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ever since I was a child, I don't know. Always been fascinated. Dude, I thought I was going bigger, brighter places. I was getting the hell out of Indiana. There ain't nothing in Indiana.
When I was a little girl,
I was going to California.
I was like that too.
Yeah, I want to go be a singer.
I want to be a superstar. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I think we all did. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I
wanted to be just like Paul Abdul. I wanted to be a dancer and a singer. I wanted to be both.
It was the old person dancing. The old person dancing.
Gene Kelly.
No, it was like.
You think about Singing in the Rain guy?
No, it was. He had a show like every Saturday at like 7 p.m. and it was like dancing, and it was. And I used to dance to it in my grandparents' basement.
What show?
It was like an old.
Was it in the set? That was in the 70s or 80s?
You mean Soul Train? You mean Soul Train? I know that.
No, it was way.
No, it was a dance, like a dance competition, kind of thing, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm wrong.
But it was like more like Fred Astaire type stuff.
Oh, like ballroom
dancing,
like
Frank Sinatra,
like ballroom dancing kind of stuff.
Hairspray?
Like, no, it was like a show.
American Bandstand?
No.
No, it was a theater production.
Lawrence Welk.
Okay.
Lawrence Welk.
All right.
Lawrence Welk.
That's the name of the show?
Lawrence Welk.
I never heard of that show up here. Wow, really? Never heard
like that. There was more to the name. Hold on, I'll find it.
Yeah, what's the name of the show? I don't remember if I even because
I'm into Betty Davis, Jean Harlow stories.
It was just the Lawrence Welk show, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that in nature.
Here, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna show this, and you guys are gonna like laugh. Hold on. I'll share my screen.
Remember Robin Leach? This is Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. Oh, I loved watching Robin Leach.
Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. This is Lifestyles.
Rags. Who remembers Rags to Riches?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Here we
Oh
go.
my God. I used to want to be them. I ain't joking. I wanted to get from rags to riches.
I
wants to be a millionaire?
And I wanted to be them.
Wait, hold on. I always forget to do with the music. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think, remember back in the 80s, you only had so many cable networks, and I live in Canada, so we didn't have too many Americans.
Oh, here we go. Now I got that.
Up here, so.
We had the antennas trying to figure out which way.
Okay, here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lawrence Welk Show.
Wow.
Celebrating more than 50 years on television.
Seriously? No, I totally never seen this. That's crazy.
I have.
Okay, so I used to watch this. So my grandparents, in their basement, they had like double doors, and there was like a little like wood area, you know, it wasn't the carpeting part. And I used to watch this, and I would dance in this little like 6 foot by 3 foot area, and I would just like dance and stuff and watch it.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
I guess I'm just dorky. No one else remembers it. I guess I'm just the dork.
No.
Who remembers that? The Lawrence Welk Show.
I just know.
I mean, maybe my grandparents watched it because they were older. That's why I saw it, but it is kind of fuddy-duddy, huh?
Oh, okay. Liza said she's seen the show.
Who has?
She hated it. Sorry, I'm digging.
See, a lot of people saw it at their grandparents. So if you wouldn't have watched it, but your grandparents did, and so I was at my grandparents, so that's why I saw it.
The only thing my dad
made me watch different
my dad watched television is Monday to Friday for 1/2 an hour between 8 and 8:30, and that was the Italian news. That was it. That was the only thing my dad watched. That was it.
If we got in trouble, we were forced to watch church and black and white movies. Or one time I came home stoned and my dad made me watch them. And
really?
My mom's like.
That was a punishment, was going to church?
Didn't he know you were stoned?
No, watching him in the black and white movies. But he would like try to mess with me and make me laugh. And my mom's like, if you laugh, I'm going to smack the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's
because I came home high.
Church, yeah.
And so every time my dad would make me laugh purposely.
Oh, no.
And my mom would slap me across my damn face. But my dad purposely was making me
laugh. My mom would pinch us. She would pinch us on the legs or kick our legs. She'd look at us and be like, shh. You'd be like, okay. Like it was church, man. You didn't speak. It was just.
I think we grew up in different, times that were.
I remembered Hee Haw. Now that I remembered seeing that, I remembered that channel. That was aired up here. So I do remember Hee Haw. I remember seeing that.
I loved Hee Haw.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Why did you tear my new library book in two? Well, to make a long story short.
Oh my God, I love Hee Haw.
Back in Lloyd. There's the guitar.
That was on for a while.
Oh my God. I loved Hee Haw.
Yeah.
I loved Hee Haw.
Yeah, I remember watching that show. That was funny.
I'm going to totally binge watch Hee Haw and Lawrence Welk tonight. Like a total dork. Red Skeleton. I love watching Jackie Gleason. Oh my gosh. You guys, this channel that I found. Okay. Here. Okay, here we go. This is I don't know how I found it. It has it for every decade. But hold on. Wait till it was okay.
That's cool.
So look at this channel. This one's for the 80s.
Ooh, I like it. I like the old style TV.
Yeah, it totally is the TV from the 80s. There's the TV.
Yeah.
The big butt.
Oh yeah, that is. Look, it's got the.
That's it. Turn them knobs. Tune it in with one and tune the channel with the other.
Wait,
we can't pick up the channel. Oh gee, where's the antenna? It's taking us back.
Okay. So these are so you can actually sit here and watch soap operas from the 80s.
Oh yeah, I love
them. Change it to get rid of the flicker there, but I like it. It's nostalgic.
Dude, you understand? I love the 80s. The 80s were television, everything. I loved the 80s, man. That's why I call it the glory of the 80s.
It was the family shows. You sat down and watched the family shows with your family.
And you went on
this
Sunday,
is
and you went
good.
on Sunday drives, and you went to the beach, and you
Yeah, Sundays were family days in my family.
This is more so. So this is soap. Good.
Morals and
yeah, look,
values.
no, better yet, and Liza, we just need Ziggy's dowsing rods.
How long did it take them?
Oh, they don't know what they walked into there.
Apparently, they really wanted to destroy every piece of furniture in that thin room. Everything in the prop in that room because it's there.
Where's the
I'll be
blood?
down
Where's
for
the
the
blood?
count.
Where's the blood?
That's classic 8, man. That's classic.
Wait a minute, they
Da-da, dun, dun, dun. Tune in
Who's
next
that?
week when the Hulk finally rips his pants off too with his muscle strength.
See, wasn't that amazing? Wasn't that like I could watch that all day and all night. I seriously could watch that all day and all night. And they have that for every generation, 50s, 60s, 70s, like everything. Isn't that awesome?
What is the link to that channel or whatever that website
Yeah.
is? Yeah, that's wild.
Isn't it awesome?
Yep.
There's that. And then when you go there, it'll show you
That's cool.
like the ones to like the 50s and everything like that.
Hey man, free television.
pretty
Free
cool.
television with my stuff is free television. Freaking right.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
And you can choose it with commercials or without commercials.
That's so cool.
So like it'll show you like real commercials
yeah, I can
from back
see
in the
it.
day.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Look
It's
at that.
neat.
The 50s, 60s, 70s, 90s. That's cool. 2000s. Cool. Awesome.
It's pretty neat. I don't know how I stumbled upon that, but I was like, how has this been here my whole life and I never knew about it? Like, it's amazing, isn't it?
Awesome.
It's amazing, the internet and technology.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, wow, you know.
Well, when I think
my
about
4-year-old granddaughter knows how to work a phone and electronics better than I do. Like,
I know.
our kids are
What was
going
they
they
doing?
have to live by that. And you know, cursive, they don't know how to do it anymore. They
Nope.
they don't know how to sign their signatures. I mean, like, I don't understand
Nope.
that.
They don't even learn cursive. Like, they don't even, if you say what's cursive, they're like, what? Don't do it at all. It's weird. And they don't teach a lot of history.
That's one thing I don't like, because I loved my history about America and
Well,
about
if
everything.
you don't know,
and
you're bound to repeat it.
That's
Just
me.
saying.
history does repeat
Just
itself.
saying.
Mhm.
I know. Wouldn't that be fun to do like a TV night, like a Discord TV night,
Oh,
That
fun.
was.
Oh, yeah. Watch some classic TV episodes.
like a watch party? Like,
You know, it'd be
not
really
all of our
even.
watch parties are watching. Like
No.
a watch party.
You know,
could
it'd
be
be
anything,
really great, OG.
huh?
We can watch Magic Mike.
We could bring up Magic Mike on
There
here.
it is. I knew she was going to say Magic Mike. We're going to
We
rent
could.
that and turn down the lights and close the curtain.
No, I have all the I have like every
Voice
like
out and
Hulu,
woo,
Amazon. I
Magic
have
Mike.
all the thingies. I could do a Discord and show it.
Well, then I
Maybe
would
they
get in
would-
that disorderly conduct. That's what I call Discord, because I don't know anything about the shit.
Well, so I could. So as soon as it starts streaming, let me know, and we'll do a watch party and stream it. That'd be fun.
Ooh,
Yep.
That would be fun.
you're gonna have a lot of hot bothered women.
It's not a
We
commercial.
may all be coming on to each other by the end of the night.
That's why you're in
Sweetie, at this
separate.
point, give it another 2 more years, and I think I can apply for nunship. I can become
That's
a
why you're in separate areas. I cried during Planet of the Apes too. I
That's one movie
cried
I've never
during
seen.
Bambi
I
as well.
did. I gotta admit, I did. I felt
I
so
cried during-
sorry when they were gonna have baby, and I
There
did.
was another one. There was some movie
Gorilla.
and there was a monkey and they put him and he got stuck in like a room and it was all glass. They were testing him and all he wanted was a cigarette, but he died in there.
Oh,
And I
I
remember
remember
crying, be
crying
like,
that
"Oh."
one. I didn't.
I am
Like,
too
he had a
sensitive for that
cigarette?
stuff.
I know
can't-
that was a really good
Bambi.
explanation of the movie, but
Then why not
It was
put a
like
person
doing-
in there? Why is it got to be a monkey with the cigarette? Why not be a person with the cigarette?
I don't know.
Weird.
But I think he was getting
I-
tested on, and I don't remember the name. It was a monkey. He was getting tests done on him, and they couldn't let him out because he was infected, and he wanted a cigarette, and like that's all he wanted, and they couldn't give it to him because he
Crazy.
couldn't get let out. Does anyone remember that movie from
No,
that
I
great
don't.
explanation?
No.
I know this was a fabulous explanation. God damn
Really?
it.
Just as much as the drug commercial and the frying pan and the eggs? Now that was a good commercial.
That was a good commercial.
That really
It
just
was.
really
right now.
got it right to the
It
freaking
made me not want to eat eggs
brain on
or
drugs. I
cook
was
in a
like, yeah,
skillet.
that's not good. That's not good. I don't want to be scrambled eggs. It was like right to the point. Got it. Message received. Great commercial.
All right. I got to start getting my kids ready for bed.
I
Yeah,
understand.
I agree. Thanks for hosting me. Sorry if
Hey,
I brought
anytime. We had
drama in
fun.
there.
Oh no.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks
You've
for
been on here
having
for like
us.
3 hours.
Loved watching the Incredible Hawk.
Yeah, we'll
That
do
was
that
awesome.
again.
Yeah. All right,
was
guys.
awesome.
Or bye,
All
guys.
right. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
God bless. Have a good night. Much love.
Good night.